Do you want to fund 1,500 border agents?
Yes.
Do you want to give money to border states?
Yes. And
okay, so you want the asylum blocking. Hold on. So you want illegal asylum blocking. No. So you want to block illegal asylum seekers. You want to offer millions of dollars to border states, and you want 1,500 more border agents. Fantastic. That's Kamala's policy. The only policy you disagreed with was the wall, which you know why that's ironic. And also you want to not implement a cap on immigration. So you want an open flood of immigrants. That's what you're rooting for. Why are you voting for Trump when it comes to the border, yet you agree with Kamala's comprehensive border policy? You don't want the wall, and you don't want to cap immigration. So you think Kamala's too conservative when it comes to immigration. You would like a more progressive liberal stance. Did you know you're a socialist? Did you know that? Did you know that? Sorry, am I breaking the news to you? Did you know that?
You done?
Did you know that? Did you know that you think, according to your stance here, you think Kamala is too conservative? You would rather have an open border, more progressive socialist leaning, where there's no cap on immigration. You're saying let them run free willy-nilly. And you don't want the wall, but you do want Kamala's border policy surrounding the blocking illegal asylum seekers, implementing the fund for border states, and the 1,500 border agents. So do me a favor, before you pivot, will you endorse Kamala Harris on the border and then also say that you think we should have more immigrants in the country? Go ahead. Go on. Do it.
Okay, yeah. Just don't interrupt me again or mute me. Hey, you clearly want a one-way. You wonder why nobody's live with you.
One way? I give you the first 5 minutes to say whatever you want. You asked me 5 questions. I've asked you 1 question. And now I'm asking you to admit what you just said. Don't gaslight. I give you the first 5 minutes of this live. You said whatever you want. I answered everything you want. You've given me a minute and 36 seconds according to the timer.
You're upset.
You have given me a minute and 36 seconds according to the timer. So answer what I just said without pivoting. Without pivoting. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. So say you endorse her on the border. You just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. You just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. You just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. Here's what we're going to do. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. You said you like every single one of her policy points because you thought it was Donald Trump's. Additionally, the ones that you disagreed with, you said you don't want the wall, which everybody knows why that's ironic. And you said you don't want to cap immigration, meaning you think Kamala's too conservative. You would like a more far left, progressive stance of an open border. That's what you said. That's what you said. I have my notes are here. This is what you said. You said you said you don't want to cap on immigration. Let's go through it again for everybody in the chat. You fell for the trap. That's on you. And I get you're upset and you're gaslighting left and right. Chill out. Take a breather if you need to. Count to 10 if you know how to. You said you don't want to cap on immigration, so you want an open border. You also want a more progressive stance because the cap on immigration is Kamala's policy, so you think she's too conservative for you. So what are you, a socialist? And then additionally, you don't want the wall, which everybody knows why that's ironic. But you do agree with the rest of her policy being the blocking illegal asylum seekers, the money for border states, and the 1,500 border agents. So do me a favor. Say that you are endorsing Kamala Harris on the border, and then say that you in fact think she's too conservative. You want more immigrants coming into our country. Go ahead. To everybody in the chat, he basically just endorsed, not basically, he just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border, but then said, guess, what she said, hold on, why are you getting so upset? Answer, hello? You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. Are you going to pretend like you didn't do it? We all heard it. We all heard it.
You're having a one-way conversation.
We all heard it. We all heard it.
Count to 10.
This isn't a one-way conversation. You've had 5 minutes to say whatever you want. You said everything you wanted.
You're out of control.
Guest, listen closely. Guest, I'm not going to entertain a hypocrite. So if you're going to be a hypocrite, then just say you're a hypocrite. You just endorsed Kamala on the border. We all heard you do it. So you can either say that in fact you endorse her on the border, and in fact you think that she should have a more open border, which is what you said when you said you didn't want the cap on immigration. That's what you said, not me. You said, So you can either admit you endorse her on the border, or you can call yourself a hypocrite. And also, let's be clear, my hands are here. Stop putting yourself on mute and then saying I'm muting you. My hands are on my mug. You keep muting yourself and then saying that I'm the one muting you. It's straight up gaslighting. My hands were here. You just muted yourself. Stop playing with people.
I'm talking, you mute me.
Guest. I'm not muting you. You're doing it yourself and then gaslighting the chat. My hands have been on my mug this entire time.
No.
Sir, my hands have been on my mug.
Did you realize nobody wants to talk to you because
Chat, do we all see how he quite literally just muted himself and then said that I'm the one who did it? What's with the gaslighting?
She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything for 3.5 years. Why would anybody support her?
What's with the gaslighting? Can you answer to what you just did?
What I said.
Somebody drop a 20 and I'll bippity bop his poop out of here.
The right way, legally. And then you didn't mention anything about $4 of gas, all legal immigrants, groceries.
Listen, we can talk about Donald Trump and his open border policy, but I need you to first admit that you just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border.
I did not.
It's on video. This is filmed. You just did it. Oh, now you're silent. Did you not realize that this is filmed?
I said illegally.
Wait, no, did you not realize that this is filmed? Did I forget to mention that?
This great country.
Oh, hold on. Did I forget to mention that this is filmed?
Was built on immigrants who came
Mallory
in
just dropped
illegally.
20. On the count of three, everybody, let's comment hocus pocus. On the count of three, hocus pocus. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus. Poof. Goodbye. So basically, that guest was crying because he got very upset. I walked him into a trap and he fell for it. He endorsed Kamala Harris when it comes to blocking asylum seekers illegally, when he endorsed Kamala Harris on the border fund for states, when he endorsed Kamala Harris on the 1,500 border agents, but then he refused to say that he agreed with them after he found out it was Kamala's policy and not Donald Trump's. Additionally, the only policy he disagreed with from Kamala was the wall, which is ironic for numerous reasons. Y'all know why. And he said he didn't want the cap on immigration. So in fact, his stance is far more progressive and socialist. And he's saying Kamala is too conservative for him. But then he's voting for Trump. And he didn't want to own up to that, so he kept crying. What I think was interesting about that guest was the gaslighting. He was my hands were on my fucking mug. My mods can't mute him. That's not how this works. Only I can mute him. My hands were on my mug, and he was muting himself, then unmuting himself, and saying I was muting him. With what? My third hand? How? How was I muting you? My hands were on my mug. It does not compute. Tracy, hi. Are you voting for the felon?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you already sound at least a little bit more level-headed than whatever that guy was on. Well, and they say those men like that say that women are emotional. Can you believe that nonsense? Can you believe that?
Yeah, but let me ask you this. How can anyone vote for a woman that when somebody else, Jesus Christ our Lord, and she tells them that they're in the wrong place?
What are you talking about?
Have you not seen where she went? And it was that one of her things where she was saying, someone said, Jesus Christ our Lord. And
those were, I know what you're talking about. Ma'am, did you not watch the video? Ma'am, there were videos of the hecklers and there were videos from the people in the audience videoing. They were MAGA Trumpers trying to heckle her. They weren't saying Jesus is our Lord. They were heckling Kamala. Screaming ma'am, one of them was screaming straight up profanities at her.
Do you have proof of that, though?
Yes! This was reported in the news. This was also reported all over other social media platforms, including this one. But hold on, I'm not done. So again, 1, I would recommend researching that a little bit more. 2, maybe don't invoke your Lord's name when you're of the party trying to strip away the rights of women, strip away the rights of LGBTQ plus Americans, strip away the rights of Black Americans, strip away the rights of workers and all of God's children. So maybe here's an idea going forward, and especially on Sunday, don't invoke the name of your Lord when you're justifying why you're voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster. It's literally taking the Lord's name in vain. Do you understand that?
No, it's not.
No, it is. No, it is.
Let me tell you. First of all, let's talk about Kamala when she's been on air.
Kamala.
Buzz over her name. Kamala, whatever. I don't care.
Nope, it's not whatever. What's your name?
My name is Tracy.
Great, I'm calling you track record for the rest of this live, okay? You're going to be tracky.
Call me what you want to call me.
Yep.
But
go ahead.
With that said,
Trevor,
I'm telling you that this woman, she's an alcoholic. Number one.
Ma'am.
Number two.
Ma'am. Who told you? Who told you this? How did you know? I was with her last week and we were getting wasted. Ma'am. Who told you this? Where's the proof? No. Ma'am. You can't say something like that and not have proof. Are you out of your mind? Ma'am, no, you may not speak. Get me a source for what you just said. You just said that she was.
Okay, whatever. I mean, you want the whole floor?
Ma'am, you just said a serious allegation.
It ain't a serious allegation. It's
that is. Okay, so then where's the source?
So she ain't been stumbling over her words.
Get me a source.
She can't even talk. Okay.
You just said that she was a raging. What was the word you used?
Did I say raging?
What was the word you used?
I said she's an alcoholic.
Okay, get me a source that says that. Go.
Watch all this. Look, you gotta turn that off. Listen to me. You want the whole floor. So you can just have the whole floor. Because that's how you go. I'll wait till you're done.
Did you get a source?
Oh, I have a source. I already told you that.
Okay, what's the source?
It's all over the news media that you believe in that you've already talked about.
What's the source?
I just told you.
Ma'am, saying news media isn't a source. What is the source?
Okay, so it's not a source, so therefore...
Is it ABC News, NBC News, Fox News, NPR, Reuters?
What you said a while ago.
Ma'am.
About it's been on the news.
Ma'am, is it NBC News, Fox News, ABC News, CBS, PBS? What is the source?
That's what I just said. ABC, CBS.
Give me the URL for what you just claimed. Stop backtracking. Give me the URL now. URL now. URL now. URL now. URL. Let's go. Hey, eyes on me.
All your media.
Guest.
You believe it.
Guest, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Give me the source.
Evidently, you want everybody.
Ma'am, I need to look at this source.
Because you cut everybody off.
Ma'am, you need to provide a source. So get the source. Get the source. Get the URL. Give me the URL. Give me the URL.
Do your research.
Give me the URL.
Do your research, just like you
okay,
told me.
So admit you have no source.
Oh, I have plenty of sources. Like I said,
it's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think? Hey, yeah. It's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think so? Don't you think so?
Here's the bottom line.
So one more time. Give me the source. Tracky. Track record. Trevor.
The picture to your left.
Trevor, give me the source. Trevor, give me the source.
All right,
here's what we're gonna do for you.
He gives out to you guys.
All right, let me do a quick public service announcement. You're welcome. She's silent. Everybody could take a quick breather and hopefully your ears will, repair themselves. I apologize for whatever this is. Track record. Trevor, whatever your name is, I don't really care. So listen very closely. You made a serious allegation against Kamala Harris, and I'm sure you're on level ready to run away. And when you do, we'll ring this cowbell and mock you. So just be prepared for that. And then I'll post the video. Understood? So listen very closely. You're going to give me the dang record I'm asking for. And you're going to stop playing with me because I ain't the one. Maybe you thought I was someone else. Fine. Sometimes I get mistaken from other streamers. That's fine. But I ain't. So give me the fucking source. Okay? Unmute. Let's go. Somebody said your name is Trackstar because you're about to run. Yeah, I know. She's about to run, everybody. Get ready. Get ready. Get those cow emojis prepared. I can feel it with this one. Yeah, ma'am, you made a serious allegation. Unmute. It's the button that looks like the microphone. And isn't it a little early to be like, gulp, gulp, gulp right now? Because you either are sundowning or you're drinking too much. Maybe it's time to take a step back because this is getting insane.
First of all.
All right, give me the source. Let's go. Get back in. Don't run away. Come on. Come on, get back in. Don't run away.
giving you sources.
Yeah, fine and dandy. What's the URL for the serious allegation you just made?
When our president,
what is the URL for the allegation you just made? Admit you lied or give me the source. Admit you lied or give me the source. Okay, so give me the source. Did you lie or give me the source?
So therefore, I don't lie.
All right, Tipsy Tracy, give me the source or admit you lied. Give me the source or admit you lied. Tracy, Tipsy Tracky, Tipsy Trevor.
President. I know for a fact.
All right, Taco Tuesday, Trevor.
I know for a fact that
Tipsy Tracky, Thumbtack. I don't really know what your name is. I don't really care.
She don't know half of what she's talking about.
Are you good?
She
really likes hearing herself speak. All right, somebody drop a 20. I'll kick this one. I don't care. I'm going to keep playing with my food until then, though. So, Tracky, listen, I get you like hearing the sound of your voice. It's a little early to be sundowning. What I need you to do, because I know you're already mentally gone and we're just waiting on you to physically run away, I need you to either admit you just lied about the serious allegation you just said about Kamala Harris, or you can provide me with the URL to source the allegation you just made. Now, I know that source doesn't exist.
You want to do all the talking. That's why
I would like a source. Ma'am, you haven't stopped talking. I'm doing a public
source. I told you. Look on the news feed. Like you told me.
What is the URL? www. That's not a source. Ma'am, saying that your source is for me to do my research isn't a source.
Like you told me.
What is going on? How are you allowed to vote? Respectfully, Tracky, how are you allowed to vote? We need to do mental health checks. I'm such a supporter of mental health checks. Listen, I get this whole conversation about the whole, do we ID, do we not ID? I'm on a different plane. We need to be mental health checking people because this is insane.
He keeps saying
this is insane. No. Quiet time for you. This is insane. This is beyond appropriate at this point. Ma'am, get me the source or admit you lied.
Hey, I'm not admitting to nothing.
Okay, so at least you know you're a hypocrite and a conspiracy theorist. Congrats. Okay.
You want to be the center of
let's get some W. Lindas in the chat real quick. Let's get some W. Lindas in the chat. She's gone. That was thanks to Linda. Thank you, Linda. W. Lindas. Oh my gosh, that one right there. That one had some. What is going on with the MAGA Republicans today? Let's find out. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Love my sound.
What? Doreen?
Oh shit, it's me.
Did you mean to come up?
No.
You're good. I got you. Have a good one. Okay, happy Sunday. Let's get up our next guest. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the felon?
Oh, hey, Johnny, I'm on, right?
Are you voting for the felon?
Am I voting for probably? Here's the interesting thing that I'd like you to think about.
What state are you from?
I live in California.
What time is it?
It is 7:58.
Okay.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm in my 40s.
Gotcha. And you're voting for the criminal because?
I'm probably a lot further left than you are.
Probably. I'm very moderate. I mean, I'm literally, yeah.
Right. But the definition of moderate in the United States
is more conservative than in European countries. I'm aware. If I go anywhere else, I'm a Republican. And I'm fine with that. Because I voted for Democrats and voted for Republicans, and I ran for office as both a Democrat and Republican. Are you new here? So again, tell me, why are you voting for the convicted felon who is so far right he's tiptoeing fascism if you're more far left than me? How's that make sense?
I think that in order to break the current paradigm...
that you think we should, destroy the country by putting the felon... sexual abuser, civil fraudster, far-right fascist into office, the guy who violated the Constitution and said we should dissolve it and defund the police, defund the Department of Education, leaving no administration for the next administration to take office. You're saying that you want to throw the country out? What's going on here?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's so great. In honor of you, I hope you know I'm going to buy a bucket of tea and throw it into the Boston Harbor at the end of today. Thank you for coming up. Hocus pocus poof. Who wants to go do a Boston Tea Party? Who's ready? Let's get 2K24 Boston Tea Party. What is going on? Hi, guys. Ron, how are you doing? Ron. All right. Hocus pocus. Poof. I think that guy literally just united both the Democrats and Republicans in this comment section. That was funny. That was funny. How do you make everybody hate you? Like, how do you make everybody hate you? The ASMR. Whoa. Hi, Tanya. Are you voting for the criminal?
Okay, Johnny. So here's the deal. When you said that he was convicted as a felony, a day
what
before
state are you from?
he was on trial.
What state are you from?
Hear me out.
What state are you from?
Before I was on trial.
I said, what state are you from? So unmute and tell me what state are you from?
Here.
Where are you from? You can't answer.
But
you're all from Jersey. I know, because the call center's in Jersey. Really so, folks, if you don't know this, there is a misinformation propagandist call center that is not located in the United States, but they all have the same accent. They all say they're from New Jersey. Notice how me and people in the comments said New Jersey before he even said it, because that's what's on the top of their pamphlet. There is a pamphlet, a record that they follow. And so how I said, let me guess, you're from Jersey. And then everybody in the chat also said, oh, he's from Jersey. That's because we know, because he's from the call center. He's not in Jersey. That's just the state they were given to say they're from. Everybody see how this is so crazy, how like Russia's getting involved in this? Like, literally, notice how everybody said, oh, he's from Jersey. And I said, oh, he's from Jersey. And then he goes, I'm from Jersey. Right. We know, because that's what Russia told you to say. Like, the call center's not in the United States. They all have the same accent and they use the same talking point. Okay. Hi, Caesar. Are you voting for Donald Trump? To be clear, everybody, again, when people say Russia's not interfering, that literally was you witnessing firsthand the Russian interference. Again, think about how we all said, oh, he's from Jersey. I said, oh, are you from Jersey? And everybody in the chat said he's from Jersey, because they also know. And then I said, are you from Jersey? And he goes, I'm from Jersey. Right. Because the pamphlet that leaked says Jersey at the top. That's the state they were given to say they're from. Caesar, hi. So are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And how old are you?
I'm 24.
And why are you voting for a criminal?
Well, that's what you say that you think he is, but really, you just get manipulated by the radical media because it's all for fucking Democrats. All the media, everything, CBS, CNN.
So when the media was attacking Joe Biden, calling him old every day, attacking him on his beliefs, saying, you know, he's tripping all over the place. If he rides a bike, he falls. So was the media for Democrats then?
Well, age doesn't have to do anything.
Oh, but no, see, I was curious because you're saying that the media is all for the Democrats, but we just went through 4 years of the media attacking
Donald Trump.
Thank you. So we just had 4 years of the media attacking Joe Biden. And you're saying, well, you know, that had nothing to do with it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But now the media is all for Democrats. And maybe it's just that Kamala Harris is doing something right. And I get that you don't like that.
She's never done anything,
I get that you don't like her. I get that you don't like her. I understand that you don't like her.
She's vice president right now. But that doesn't mean that the media is
treating anybody unfairly or fairly here. Okay?
No.
You're from Jersey too?
No, I'm from Minnesota. What you mean? I'm a very liberal state.
Caesar, thank you. So again, why are you voting for the felon? If you could tell me as to why you're voting for him.
Because he's anti-establishment, bro.
He literally is the definition of establishment. He's been campaigning for 10 years.
What are you talking about? Kamala Harris was literally sworn in by the Democrats, bro.
Your voice is up here. You really got to take it down here. If this entire conversation, you're just going to keep screaming over me, then this isn't a conversation, right? This is just you getting the therapy that you clearly need.
You finally found somebody who doesn't talk over you, huh?
So calm down. Again, you're up here. Take it down here. I'm not your therapist. Okay?
You want to mute me, bro?
This woman right here is very emotional. Ma'am, you are very emotional. Okay, so listen very closely.
Hell no,
I'm asking
not
you,
emotional at all, bro.
Miss, you need to stop. So again, I'm asking you, why are you voting for the criminal? And you're going off of your personal feelings. So let's jump right into
I already told you, bro.
Let's jump
He's
right.
Anti-establishment.
Ma'am.
There was no.
Ma'am.
I'm not a man, bro. I'm a he, him. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't
I'm
go
sorry.
by
Oh, I'm sorry. I
words,
heard
bro.
the voice and sorry, I apologize. You don't have a photo, so I heard your voice and I thought.
You said I sound Russian. What the fuck?
I didn't say you sound Russian. I said
I'm Mexican, bro.
No, I don't think anybody said you sound Russian, right? So you're sir.
I see it in the chat, bro.
I apologize. What are your pronouns?
I'm a he, him.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know you have a photo and I heard your voice and I thought. So I assume that's on me. So, sir, we're going off of record, background, policy, character, morals, values here. You're going off of whatever's going on in your head with your personal feelings.
No morals,
so,
bro.
Let's jump into the record here. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? Go ahead. Wow.
It's the tax cut. But what did Kamala do? You tell me.
The tax cuts, and how did that benefit the middle class?
Well,
do you want to chat GPT it? Oh, he's clicking out to Google it right now. Do you guys see he's literally Googling it right now? Caesar, it tells us you clicked out of the channel. Caesar, it tells us you clicked out. Should I get the cowbell ready? All right. Do you guys want to hocus pocus him out?
why are you trying to kick me out now?
You just ran away. Why are you Googling it?
But why are you trying to kick me out?
You
can't
said.
stand a debate. You can't stand the debate.
This isn't a debate. You just ran away.
No, because it is a debate.
You just ran away. Why'd you run away?
This is a debate. What do you mean?
Why would you run away? Did I scare you? Why did you run away? Did I scare you?
Are you? No. No.
All right, everybody. On the count of three, we're gonna hocus pocus and send this down emojis. Hold on. Guess you ran away to Google it. I asked you, what is the policy? Can you tell me what the policy is? How did it benefit the middle class? Go ahead.
Tax cuts were for the middle class, bro.
My guy, you know that wasn't an adequate answer. You understand why? You're clicking out to Google it again.
Let you talk. Why?
This is embarrassing.
This is so embarrassing. I'll let you talk. Simply tell me why it wasn't adequate policy.
We don't know why.
Tell me why the tax cut wasn't adequate.
I'm going to answer why the tax cut was not adequate, which is what you just asked me to answer. I'm going to answer it for you.
I'm going to let you talk.
You keep clicking out. So we can't hear you as you're Googling it.
Tell me why. You see, you won't simply let me talk. That's so immature. That's how you walk on your gas, bro? Seriously? How are you gonna let other people talk when you won't even let me talk? Huh? Huh?
Notice how I'm not speaking?
Well, I'm letting you talk, so tell me how the tax
why do you sound like you're gonna cry? Calm down. This isn't that emotional. Like the shaking your voice, the lip smacking, the stuttering. You sound like you're gonna cry. This isn't that dramatic. Have I upset you?
No, I'm not crying.
Here's what I need you to do.
Bro.
Tell me what the tax deduction was that benefited the middle class via this tax deduction policy that you mentioned. Go ahead. What is the percentage?
The percentage?
Oh God. Here, take the fucking tissue. Wipe your nose. Do what you gotta do. This isn't that dramatic. Nobody's hurting your feelings this bad, or at least not on this live. I don't know what happens in your personal life.
Bro. Nobody's crying. You're saying somebody's crying.
So break down the percentage. Oh my gosh, you have to go back to Googling it? You know it tells us when you're clicked out of the live. Folks, he's Googling it right now. What is this? All right, on the count of three, everybody, hocus pocus. 3, 2. Oh, he's back. Hi. The percentage was ChatGPT. What did ChatGPT tell you?
To 50%.
You're saying that the middle class got a 50% tax cut? Really?
Okay, do you know?
Yeah, it was 1%.
you know?
1, not 50%. They received 1%.
Okay, so which media, where did you get that from?
The policy written and introduced by Donald Trump to Congress. He said this.
Oh, you got that from
Donald Trump, his own mouth.
Straight from Congress.
Straight from Congress, straight from the bill, straight from Donald Trump's mouth. Okay, so now tell me again. It was the middle class receiving a 1% tax cut. How much did corporations receive? You said 50% for the middle class? I can't wait to hear what you say the corporations got. What did the corporations get?
Oh, you really think that
I'd love 50%, by the way, but that's certainly not what it was. What did
really
corporations
think
get? I like how
Americans will get tax cuts with Kamala Harris.
Everybody in the chat, comment random numbers. Everybody in the chat, comment random numbers.
You really think
Hold
that
on, Caesar, quiet time. Everybody in the chat, keep commenting random numbers because MAGA Republicans are trying to comment the percentage it was for corporations. So we want to make sure that they're not giving him the answer. All right, Caesar, give me, what was the corporate tax deduction? Go ahead.
Why are you muting me?
Oh, I need you to answer. What's the corporate tax deduction? Thank you, everybody in the chat for those numbers.
10%.
10%?
Yeah.
No, higher than that. Try again.
No, what do you mean?
It's higher than 10%. That was wrong. So according to you, the middle class got 50%, corporations got 10%. Both are wrong. The middle class got 1%. What did the corporations get? It wasn't 10%. It's higher than that.
Oh no, you don't really think that?
It's not that I don't think that. It's that we don't. It's that the policy says what it is. Yeah, so what is the deduction? What is the corporate tax deduction?
When Joe Biden
Try again. What was the corporate tax deduction?
For corporations?
Caesar, let me assure you, we're not pivoting from this. What is the corporate tax deduction? After you answer, we will move on to the next point. Did you do your own
research when Joe Biden...
Do you understand how you're trying to pivot and I just said we won't be doing that?
Taxes for corporations?
Oh, yeah, I don't care. So we can talk about whatever you want after. Care. No, not at all. Give me that corporate tax deduction right now. I'm not pivoting. I'm stagnant, stood in the stance. Understand? Okay, what is it?
I already gave you an answer, bro.
You said 10%. That's wrong. Do you want to try again or no?
15%.
Nope, still wrong.
Somewhere around there.
So 1% to the middle class. You said 50% to the middle class.
No,
that's
I didn't
wrong.
say 50. I said 15.
No, originally for the middle class, you said 50%.
No, I did
it was
not
1%.
say 50, bro. I said 15.
Okay, if you said 15, that's still wrong because it was 1%. Congrats. Now, you did say 50. If you want to say you said 15, still wrong. I don't care though, because either way it's wrong. It was 1%.
Did you not
once have you said the corporate tax deduction, which was 14% for corporations. You never said 14% either. But let's recognize you brought up this corporate tax deduction. You brought up the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017, yet you don't know what the percentages are. How do you know this benefited the middle class if you don't know what the percentages are?
Because that's what Joe Biden did through his presidency, bro. Earlier
That's
back,
what Joe Biden didn't introduce this. Donald Trump did. Understood?
Did you?
Oh, that was news to you, huh?
Did you not?
This one's really confused.
God, did you?
You just clicked out again. Can you stop trying to read ChatGPT while talking to me? It's very odd. All right. He comes back every time we go to hocus pocus him out. So you have 3 seconds, guys, or we're going to hocus pocus you. 3. Everybody comment hocus pocus. 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus. Oh, he's back. He just made it with a split second. See, because you keep leaving. So we're going to hocus pocus you every time you click out. You have 3 seconds when you click out.
I'm trying to explain to you.
No, you're trying to read off of ChatGPT.
I'm trying to explain to you the article, bro.
You're trying to read off of ChatGPT.
I'm trying to explain to you the article.
There's no article.
See, you can't let anybody talk.
You're trying to read off ChatGPT. I never asked you for a source on something. Listen closely. I never asked you for a source on something. I don't know why you're reading an article. It must be from Vogue magazine or something that has nothing to do with this, because I never asked you to read an article. So it does not make sense. Okay? So now tell me again, you brought up the Jobs and Tax Act of 2017, not by name, because of course you wouldn't know the name. That's only simple intelligence. and you're, of course, below that. So let's recognize you don't know the name of the act. You also didn't know the percentages, but you brought it up. So am I supposed to entertain you on the economy? Or am I supposed to act like you know what you're talking about? Or am I supposed to call you out and slap you down on it like I am now? What do you think? What would you do if you were in my position? You tell me. Go ahead. You tell me.
No, because you just want to hear whatever you want to hear.
I would love to hear what I want to hear. What I want to hear is a coherent argument. That's not what I'm hearing, though. What I'm hearing is nonsense.
Well,
yeah,
no,
I know. Keep stuttering on me.
It's 15%.
It's not 15%. No, it's 14
yes,
for corporations, 1% for the middle class.
So I was right on, huh? So
you
I
said
was
15
right on. You admit that, so I was right on, huh? You admit that, huh? I was right on, huh?
Can I speak, or are you going to cry? You sound like you're borderline about to break down in tears.
Nobody's
so
crying.
Two issues here. One, you said 50%, then you said 15%. Apparently, nobody heard you say 15.
I never
One more
said
time.
50%.
Listen with the gaslighting. Stop it. Everybody heard you say 50. You said it multiple times. But even if you said 15, that's still not true, because you were talking about the middle class, and they're 1%. 14% is for corporations, but you said 10% for corporations. After I told you that 50% is far too high. And then you said, well, 15 for corporations. And I said, nope, you're still wrong. Not once did you say 1%, and not once did you say 14%. Okay? This is like beyond dense.
Get it clear.
One more time.
15.
What I need you to do for me, instead of telling me why I should continue entertaining you on 15, the economy,
no, you're not
do a coherent argument.
No, because you can't.
Can you have a coherent argument?
You can't stand debating me? Is that it? Huh?
This isn't a debate. This is sad.
Yeah,
and at this point, I think it's borderline abuse to be talking to you. Whether it be abuse to the ears of the people listening.
We're not debating about the corporate tax? Huh?
You don't know what the corporate tax was.
Yes,
so what am I supposed to talk to you about? Let's talk about something else here, because you're deeply confused. And I want to help you out here.
So hard to talk to. You liberals are so hard to talk to.
Consider this my public service.
Hear what you want to hear.
You want to run away? Should I get the cowbell?
All the corporate media.
Are you getting ready to run away? Is this your closing argument?
Tells you what you want to hear.
Is this your closing argument before you run away?
You're just gonna keep attacking Donald Trump.
Is this your closing argument before you run away?
No.
Okay, because I've heard the speech a lot. I don't need to hear it again. I don't really care. I don't need your coming of age story. So tell me again. Let's talk about the border now, because you don't know the economy, clearly. Do you know what Donald Trump is running on when it comes to the border? Okay, that would be a no. Do you want to build the wall?
Well, you see,
I'm going to tell you what he supports. You tell me yes or no if you support it. Then we'll talk about Kamala and the record on their backgrounds. But you need to be honest, at least with me, about what you do and don't support. Okay? Do you want to build the wall?
No, because I don't think that's not going to stop immigration, bro.
Okay.
That's not going to stop
You're voting
immigration.
for Trump, you said?
Yeah.
And you don't want the wall?
No, because he's not running on the wall no more.
Do you want 1,500 border agents?
Well, you see more border agents would literally help process migration.
Okay, so you want border agents. Great.
More border
Do you want
agents.
to block illegal asylum seekers? It's yes or no. It's a yes or no. I don't need a life story in between everyone, right?
No.
Okay, because so no to blocking illegal immigrants. Wow. So let me get this right. What's the point of the 1,500 border agents if you don't want to block illegal immigrants?
Because it would help. Don't you understand? You never been to the border. How can you even talk about the border?
You just said you want to let in illegal immigrants. You said that you don't want to block illegal asylum seekers, illegal immigrants. That's so great.
Way.
Secure whatever you want. You just said you want to let in illegal immigrants. I mean, dude, listen, that's like
a secure way. Okay,
I don't think that's Democratic or Republican. I think what you just said is in a lane of its own. You said you want to. Nobody is saying. Nobody except you is saying that you want to let in illegal immigrants. You're the one saying that.
I'm not fully a Trump supporter, but I'm supporting Trump.
I mean, listen.
In this election.
Okay, listen. Obviously, you're saying you're supporting Trump in this election. Right. I mean, I would assume you're not a full Trump supporter. You're not a Kamala supporter or a Trump supporter. You're in a league of your own. Nobody is running on letting in illegal immigrants, but that's what you just said you want to do. You just said you don't want a wall and that you want to let in illegal immigrants. You said that.
Legally. Like, let's say,
you said illegal. I confirmed illegal. I said, do you want to block illegal asylum seekers? You said no.
Illegal? Well,
oh, you want to backtrack now? Go ahead. I'll let you backtrack. We'll forget this ever happened if you want to try again. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers?
A faster process for people to become a citizen, bro.
I need the book for this. Like, what am I writing down? Guys, I'll be honest. I was doodling tic-tac-toe. There's really nothing to write.
You're not willing to listen to me.
I don't think there's much to listen to.
Because you wanna, that's the problem with you. That's the problem with you Kamala supporters, because you want to hear what you want to hear.
Dude, I did not want to hear. Yeah. I didn't want to hear you say that you want to let illegal immigrants into the country today. That was not on my list. That was certainly not on my list,
bro. You're not hearing me out. That's the thing with you Kamala supporters.
Okay,
I want a right way. That's what Trump wants to do.
You just said, when I said, would you like to block illegal asylum seekers? And I even spelt it out for you saying ILL. Maybe you don't know what illegal means.
If they're seeking asylum, then they're not illegal.
That you want to let them in the country, which is letting illegal immigrants into the country. I'm not understanding why you're voting for Donald Trump. It clearly has nothing to do with record.
If they're seeking asylum, they're not illegal. You're not understanding.
Folks, if you feel bad for me right now, feel free to support me in my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App.
You're still not listening to me.
This is insane.
Because you want to hear what you want to hear. You Kamala supporters want to hear what you want to hear.
I want to hear what I want to hear. I did not want to hear. To be clear, I did not want to hear anybody today say that we should be letting illegal immigrants into the country. Yet you said that. So if you're saying that I want to hear what I want to hear, I don't want to hear from you.
A legal pathway for them to enter the country.
You want a legal pathway to let them in, but you just made the case that we should let illegal immigrants in.
Immigrants. Who works the fields? Immigrants. You're not willing to go in the field and work to pick strawberries and shit like that. You're here in the live, bro.
Bro, what?
Do you not know how? How impactful this shit is?
What did you just say? Wait, say it again. Hold on. Say it again. Say
what?
What you just said about the fields and stuff. Can you do it again?
Oh, you're mocking me? Are you
No, not at all. Not at all. Can you say it again?
Say it again. I'm saying for the people who work out there in the fields.
And who are they? Do the thing. Do it. Say it again.
Do what? What are you talking about?
Do the thing. Say what you said.
What? Why you
say the thing? Do it.
Say what? Are you talking about the people who work in the fields every day, huh?
This is already screen recorded. What I want is a second.
You won't even know anything.
Can you say the thing?
Because you're not out there. What are you talking about?
You said something about immigrants in fields. Do you want to say it again?
Yeah, because they work in the fields. They work in the farms. You're not willing to work in the farms, do you? No.
So it's not Americans. It's not Americans in the farms.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the people who feed you food.
That's gonna make a good video later. Yeah, the farmers of America are gonna love to hear that one.
The
farmers in America are gonna love
culture wars.
They're gonna love to hear that one. That's not the right way. All right. Listen.
Do you realize that Kamala is just bashing Trump this whole election?
Is this just you crying all day? Can we move on and have a conversation? I really don't need to hear you keep talking. Guys, can we please stop commenting in all caps, by the way?
No, I'm not crying. No.
All right.
No, nobody.
Right, hold on.
Nobody's crying.
1, 2, 3. Look at me. Let's get back on track here.
Okay. Nobody's crying.
So you're not voting based off of any policy because you don't know any policy, and this is getting boring. Respectfully, this is like playing with food.
Kamala can't even explain.
Shut up. This is like playing with food for too long. And King T, no, I just checked. And please stop commenting in all caps. Caesar, so no, you don't know a single policy. You don't know a single digit. You don't know anything numerically. You don't know any item that upholds your argument to an adequate definition. Not a single thing. And this is honestly like playing with my food. This is getting boring. So let's try something else here. If you're not voting based off of policy, if you're not voting based off of immigration or the economy, both of which you brought up, not me. Like you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. I didn't even lead you into a trap. Can you tell me, even though you have now made very clear you're actually far left when it comes to immigration and you want illegal immigrants, can you tell me why are you voting? I'm not trying to mute you. I did mute you.
No, I couldn't even
ready?
talk.
I'll do it again. Ready? I'm not trying to mute you. I am muting you. There is a difference. Trying means I failed, right? Trying means I tried and I didn't do it because I was trying to mute you. No, I successfully have muted you. See, you're quiet. See that? Yeah. So you're quiet. So again, you are muted. Not I was trying to mute you. Simple vocabulary. There's a good English lesson. A good English lesson for you. So now understand this. I'm asking you, why are you voting for the felon? It's obviously not based off a record. So why are you voting for the felon? Can you break it down? Thank you. Hurry up and unmute. I don't got all day. It's the button that looks like a microphone. Listen, I wouldn't want to unmute if I were you either. All right, we can do a hocus pocus. You want to do a hocus pocus, chat? If he figures out how to unmute in the next 3 seconds, we're good. But if not. All right, folks, on the count of 3. 1. Up, there we go. It's so funny. Every time I go to hocus pocus you out of here, you magically figure out what I want you to do. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy? You don't do what I say until I say you have 3 seconds before I hocus pocus you, and then you magically know what I want you to do. It's crazy.
You are muting me. No,
so, you're going to get hocus pocus. Let's try this again. Tell me why you're voting for the felon. It's obviously not because of the economy or immigration. You have 3 seconds. Break it down.
Yes, it is.
3.
Yes, it is, because the state.
There we go.
The stay in Mexico would actually work, because you don't understand what is happening in the
what?
In the border.
You said stay in Mexico?
Yeah. The policy stay in Mexico.
There's no policy called stay in Mexico.
What you mean?
Not a single policy called stay in Mexico was introduced by Donald Trump. Not a single policy introduced by Donald Trump called stay in Mexico. I know all his policies. I know all the policies regarding immigration. Not a single policy introduced called stay in Mexico.
Yes, it is, bro.
No, it's not. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you, is there a policy called stay in Mexico? I'm telling you, there is not a policy called stay in Mexico. Understood? Okay.
Yes, it. What do you mean? Yes, it is.
We're going back and forth. One more time. There's no policy called stay in Mexico. Do you like wasting my time? You having fun?
No.
Do you want to cry some more?
You're literally out here talking to people.
We spoke about immigration. You said you want more illegal immigrants in. We spoke about his economic policy.
Has no policy.
You knew not a single stance on it.
No, Kamala has no.
Quiet time. Okay. So you didn't know a single economic policy. You said you want more illegal immigrants in the country. Why are you voting for the criminal? Don't bring up immigration or the economy.
Because I think Trump would
all right, this is insane.
Would literally make the
somebody drop a 20. I'll kick him. I don't care. This is getting boring. This is like a spaghetti meal that's gotten
me
cold.
Out now, huh? You're so immature.
This is like playing with food and it's boring. It's not even like good food. It's not even like it's not even like the cats or dogs that the Haitian immigrants are eating. It's like gross food. You can't debate a
single person.
Anyway,
you can't debate a single person.
You won't answer the question. Why are you voting for the criminal? Break it down.
Because he will make a legal process. So
shut up with that. You don't get to mention immigration again. You already said you want illegal immigrants coming in. Do not mention immigration again. Look at my lips. Look at my lips. Look at my lips. You don't get to mention immigration again.
A legal way. So
you don't get to mention immigration. You're gonna get poofed. Understand? You don't get to mention immigration again. You already said you wanted illegal immigrants in here. So now, So now tell me something else. Bring up a different policy. Or is this all you know? Like all you know is immigration and you don't even know it accurately. Is this it?
What do you mean? I'm part of the DACA. What are you talking about?
You're part of what? Hold on. Hold on.
What that is, bro?
Hold on.
Damn, you're so
Hold on.
clueless.
No, hold on. Quiet time. Folks, we don't even got to kick Caesar from the channel. By the time, listen, he better hope Donald Trump doesn't become president, because if Donald Trump becomes president, he's going to get kicked right out of the country. What was that? What was that? Caesar, oh my gosh, you really thought. You really thought. Oh no, the country's mocking you, not me. The voters on Donald Trump's side of the aisle, the ones who are trying to kick you out of the country, they're the ones who are trying to get you out of here. You came up here and said you were voting for Donald Trump. Yeah? All right, on the count of 3, everybody, comment hocus pocus. 3, 2,
what do you mean?
1. Everybody now. Hocus pocus. Poof. Oh, and he's gone. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Goodbye. Bye. Okay, so what I think is insane is, first off, I think he's about to have a rude awakening. He thinks he can vote. Who wants to tell him? Who wants to be the one to tell him? He'll find out on election day. He'll find out. And then also the issue here as well is he quite literally is voting against his own interests.
Too, I'm scared to come up here. It's 2,000 people in here. Now they trying to get hocus pocus, but I ain't going to tell my opinion. I don't feel comfortable voting for either one, and this is the reason why.
I don't care about the reason why. Goodbye. Poof. And this is the reason why. I'm sure it's a great life story. It's just not one I care about. I'll keep an eye out for the Lifetime movie, though. Like, what's going on? Folks, if you like what you're hearing today, feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, my Cash App are in the bio. I want to say a massive thank you to Karen and a thank you to Carol as well. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Carol. I just received your Venmo, and I received your nice messages. Thank you. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request, and let's have a conversation about it. It's going to be a great conversation, I'm sure, full of, just as the conversations with MAGA Republicans always are, I'm sure it's going to be full of intelligence, fact-based decision-making by a level-headed individual who speaks coherently, right? As they always are. Oh, that one ran away. Again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request so that we could have a conversation that I'm sure will be by a level-headed individual who speaks coherently and based off of facts. I'm sure. I love how I'm trying to bring them up and they're all running away as I do it. It's like I bring them up here and they quickly click out. It's like the second I say level-headed, they're like, oh, that's not me. Click. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yo.
Fetus, deletus. Poof. All right, let's get up our next guest.
Happy birthday, Kamala.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Happy birthday, Kamala. I like the standoff.
Just waiting for you to talk.
Oh, I just come on and just say happy birthday, Kamala.
All right. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, jump on into the guest request. And it is, in fact, Kamala Harris's birthday. So let's get some happy birthday Kamalas in the chat. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Hello? Kurt? Okay, bye, Kurt. Kurt, you ought to hide that cat in your profile photo. According to Donald Trump, they're eating the cats and they're eating the dogs. You ought to hide your cat. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? 3, 2, 1. Bye. Let's get up our next guest. You could also say happy birthday, Madam President, if you want. I know it's a little early, but might as well say it now, right? Hi, Gabe. Are you voting for the felon?
Fuck yeah, I am.
How old are you?
30.
You were born when?
94. I ain't bad at math.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves now. So why are you voting for a criminal? Oh, he ran away. Apparently he was bad at math. He ran away. That was fast. That was really fast. Wasn't that crazy? Alan, what is going on right now? Alan, we can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear as though you sound like a mouse. We can't hear you. You got to get into the phone, man. I know where you're speaking out of, if it's if it's your other hole or something, but you got to speak out of your mouth. We can't hear you.
Johnny, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. All right. Perfect. So are you voting for Donald Trump?
Why, yes, I am, Johnny.
Have you already been up here?
He's a dang good golfer. That's what I'm voting for him. He loves golfing.
All right, let's get up our next guest. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? 3, 2, 1. Why do they do this? Like, why do they come up here and then not say anything? It's like, I don't get the whole, are they scared? Like it's like they are like, yeah, I have so much courage. I'm going to go talk. And then they come up here and they're like, nervous.
I do, partner.
Gosh. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Sure am. Why aren't you?
I'm glad you asked. May I put you on mute for a moment?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Well, first and foremost, growing up, I was taught not to surround myself with felons. This is a civil fraudster, rapist felon, somebody who was found liable of sexual abuse and civil fraud. Not $1, not a couple $100, $488 million, give or take a couple million. And I should know because I'm the guy who programmed the website that tracks his debt down to the penny. We also recognize that Donald Trump has 34 felonies. I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty easy not to commit a crime. I think that's pretty easy. We could also talk about freedom here. Donald Trump violated the Second Amendment. I'm a Second Amendment Democrat. I love my Second Amendment. I don't like when people touch it. Yet Donald Trump, whether you agree or disagree with the bump stock ban, implemented that via executive order, and it was overturned in June of this year by his own Supreme Court, ruling him as the first modern day president to violate the Constitution, and more ironically, the Second Amendment. Isn't that insane? You look at Kamala Harris, and this is somebody who, one, unlike Donald Trump, because he's a convicted felon, she can actually own a pew-pew. Donald Trump can't. Kamala Harris made a hunter her vice president. That's phenomenal. 24 years as well in service. Thank him for his service, everybody. Let's get some thank you for your service in the chat. Tim Walls, thank you for your service. And I also want to recognize that unlike Donald Trump, Kamala Harris never went to Arlington National Cemetery to exploit the graves of soldiers. Never did she salute a North Korean soldier. Never did she refuse to negotiate a deal to bring home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan and like-minded Marines. Never did she refuse to hold Vladimir accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our troops. But Donald Trump did do all that. Donald Trump also dodged the draft. I look at Kamala Harris and I see somebody who gave us the PACT Act. She expanded healthcare coverage for those impacted by toxins and pre-existing conditions for our veterans. I look at Kamala Harris and I see somebody who gave us the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, the infrastructure package. And those are items that created tens of thousands of good paying union jobs. I look at the Respect for Marriage Act and she fought for social issues and she fought for the right to choose. Donald Trump fought to throw out the right to choose and fought to attack LGBTQ plus Americans, like the transgender Americans he stripped out of our military. The people putting their lives on the line to protect your life and my life, he took them out of the military. What? And then he has the audacity to say we need more people joining the military. You took people out of the military. I look at Kamala Harris and again, fighting for the right to choose and has a $6,000 permanent child tax credit for first-time parents so that they can support their children should they choose with their body to have a baby. Donald Trump has not a single policy that benefits the mother after she gives birth. You know that? Because he's not pro-life. He's not pro-life. He is pro-forced birth. Kamala Harris has a $50,000 tax credit for first-time entrepreneurs. Like, you want to go start a small business? Here's $50,000. Kamala Harris says, you know what? You want to buy a home? Here's $25,000. Donald Trump is saying, hey, if you're a corporation, I'm going to cut your taxes and make the middle class pay for it, like the $8 trillion deficit he caused via his 14% corporate tax deduction, or the $230 billion tax hike he gave us when he played with his tariffs, like the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture that increased costs for us across the board. We can talk about all these things. How about the border policy? Kamala said we're going to cap immigration, block illegal asylum seekers. We're going to build the wall, put 1,500 border agents on it, and give states millions of dollars to secure the border how they see fit, because that's states' rights. But Donald Trump said, no, we're going to block that. Forget that. I'd rather run on a problem instead of trying to fix it, which is why he didn't negotiate the wall that he claimed he built to begin with. And Mexico never paid for that either, mind you. George Bush introduced the wall. Barack Obama built 400 miles on it. Donald Trump took credit for the whole thing. Same thing with no tax on tips. You MAGA Republicans claim that no tax on tips is something we never heard from before, but no tax on tips was Bernie Sanders' policy. You know that? So who's the socialist now? Oh, so let's recognize here. You asked why I would vote against Donald Trump and for Kamala. Hopefully that was a good enough answer, but I can continue. All right, now your turn. Tell me, why are you voting for the felon?
Brother, I just took a shit and ate a bowl of cereal in that entire time.
And I'm sure you did all while you were sitting in your bed. You probably didn't even get up to use the restroom. So tell me again, after you take off your Depends, why are you voting for the felon?
Brother, I can't get out of my bed. I'm disabled.
And you're voting for the felon who would quite literally like to strip away any disability you're receiving? I mean, that seems odd.
Brother, I believe in second chances as a man of God. Do you?
No.
You don't believe in second chances?
For somebody who committed sexual abuse, no.
Trump 2025.
Yeah, okay. Donald Trump's, you just said Trump 2025. You understand the first issue there, right? You understand the first issue with what you just said?
Trump for dictator, 2025. I don't care if he's getting elected in 24. Trump for dictator. I want that boy like
all right,
Vladimir
everybody,
Putin.
On the count of three, fetus, delete us. 3, 2, 1. Fetus, delete us. Poof. And he's gone. What was that nonsense? And the fact he comes up here and mocks people who have disabilities is disgusting. Why do MAGA Republicans think it's okay? Oh, and to be clear, an incoming slur was coming. Let's be real. He was about to start slurring. Why do MAGA Republicans think it's okay to like say the N-word, to say the F slur, to mock people who actually do have disabilities? Why do they do that? Like, why do they do that? How is that winning them voters? Alex, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hi, bro. Hi. Yeah, for sure.
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 27.
When were you born?
97.
What state are you from?
Florida.
Florida? That's a new one.
Yeah.
Wow. So, you moved there from Jersey?
I got into your live.
Did you move there from Jersey?
No.
No. Crazy.
So I got into your live during your rant about why you voted.
What city in Florida? Let me guess. Is it Orlando?
Yeah. No, it's actually Tampa.
Oh, nice. New pamphlet,
new
huh?
Demographic here.
Yeah. New pamphlet. Crazy.
Yeah. So to be honest, I was curious about your opinion on the situation at the border.
Oh, yeah. You know what's crazy? The same pamphlet, it always starts off at the border. It's always, I'm curious about your stance on the border. Thank you. Word for word. Anyway, why are you voting for Donald Trump if you're voting for Donald Trump?
Well, first of all, look at the status quo. Look how the country is going. Look at what I just asked, the situation at the border.
The situation at the border. Do you want to do me a favor? Denounce Ron DeSantis, the Republican governor of Florida, who would be overseeing any border security, right? I mean, he would be allocating those funds. So do me a favor. Will you denounce Ron DeSantis real quick, the Republican governor?
Why are you deflecting my question, though?
See, but that's the thing. It's the same pamphlet. It's the same script, Alex.
You're deflecting my question.
Alex,
I asked you your opinion about the border.
I appreciate it. The call center's fine and dandy. You folks come up with the same account that has no followers, no following. You have
I'm a bot now.
Oh, yes. And so you come up and say the same script. It's the same first line. Do you realize that every single one of you, when you follow the same script, you say the same exact thing, which is...
This is why the whole world is laughing at us.
Quiet, Alex. You do the same thing. You all come up here and say the same exact first line. Can I get your thoughts on the border? Or what do you think about the border? It's getting really old, and you guys are getting more frequent with it. At least change your script. And here's an idea. Put a profile photo on your account. Just a thought. I have now caught 3 of you today. And you are the first one who didn't say you're from Jersey. Instead, you said Florida this time. I assume because the last 2 said they were from Jersey. The same town, same location. It's really weird. Again, I know about the script because I built the website y'all are using. So we can keep playing this. No. Quiet time. We can keep playing this, but this is getting really, really, really old. And folks, it's the same first line. The same script. It's the same first line. The same exact phrase, because it's right from the script. The same phrase, word for word. Okay, on the count of three, everybody. Hocus pocus in 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus, poof. Bar for bar. It is the same first line. So here's my recommendation, because I know that there's other bots like in here right now. Go get a profile photo. Make your username more specific to yourself. Like, look at Tim. Tim has like a cute little puppy in his profile photo. Do something like that. And then also don't use the same script that they're all using. And then don't do it to the person who wrote the script. Okay, so hi, Tim. Are you voting for the felon?
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, same thing. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Well, I think they're all criminals. I think Kamala's a criminal. I think Biden's a criminal. They're all criminals. So, Biden's gotten money back from China. You guys, I didn't come on here to debate you about the election because nobody is changing their mind. Everybody is set.
That's not true. Actually, we changed.
And I watched you guys.
Hold on. All right, calm down, Tim. You're already up here. Really take it down here, my guy. It's not that dramatic. We had 3 Republicans yesterday.
The condescending attitude that you talked all
right, can you calm down? Can you calm down?
It's not worth it.
I'm really not looking for you to cry. You came up here just to scream and then what? Run away?
You're a fucking 20-year-old something that lives in your mommy's basement.
What is this? I wish I could live in my mom's basement. She made a good ziti growing up. If I could live in my mom's basement, I would. Probably wouldn't like that much, but I would. So now listen very closely. We can have a conversation or you can keep crying. But if you're crying, do it somewhere else.
Do you think I'm crying? Because that's not a fact.
You're getting overly emotional and screaming.
No, I'm not.
By definition, you are crying. So now one more time. Let's get back into business here. You came up here and just claimed that Kamala and Joe are criminals. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, Kamala didn't earn 1 vote to become the.
Thanks for the pivot into the election, and we can talk about voters. You want to run away? You're gonna run away? I'll get the cowbell. You waited. It says you waited 30 minutes.
Bitch, dude. And
it says you waited 30 minutes to talk to me. You did so that you could cry for 30 seconds
ago, dude.
It says the time on your account. What are you talking about? So what you waited? That's not true. It says how long you were waiting for.
Why don't you put the cowbell on?
It tells me how long you were waiting for. So again, one more time.
Get your fucking Hello Kitty outfit on.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Listen, if you want to see me in a Hello Kitty outfit and that's your kink, that's fine. But you ought to drop a 50 in my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Link in bio first. Just ask. Just ask politely. I don't care what your kink is. Oh, he ran away. No. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. No. Folks, do we understand that he quite literally waited half an hour? It said half an hour he waited to come up and cry for 30 seconds. Like you waited 30 minutes so that you could come up and cry for 30 seconds. Was that worth it? Was that really worth it? Because that's a half of your life. I mean, a half of your, well, who knows? That was a half hour of your life you're never getting back. Like you were really happy to just throw that out, weren't you? Oh, ready for this? Hi, Jim.
Hello.
You from Jersey?
Nope.
Gotcha. Where are you from?
From Massachusetts.
What time is it?
11:47.
Nice. How old are you?
18.
Okay, you're a first-time voter?
Yep.
And you're voting for?
Donald Trump.
Because?
I don't like the liberals' attack on censorship and free speech.
Why do you keep muting yourself? You're going to say I'm the one who's muting you? My hands are here. My hands are here.
No, I'm not. I muted myself.
Listen, you got to mute yourself. You saying that you're voting based off of Democrats censoring you is quite humorous when you look at Donald Trump, who is literally trying to censor the media he disagrees with. And when you have far-right fringe like Elon Musk censoring liberal-leaning media or
you have any evidence
influencers on Twitter? Yes. If you'd like to go take a look, feel free to do so in your free time. But here's the thing. Do you have any evidence of the Democrats censoring Donald Trump and the MAGA right? I mean, you're the one who made the claim here.
Yeah, actually. In 2020, Mark Zuckerberg and big tech censored the Hunter Biden story, and Donald Trump probably would have been president if they didn't censor that story and label it as disinformation.
Okay, now you tell me what's wrong with what you just said.
What's wrong with that?
You know what's wrong with what you just said. Go ahead, do it again.
No, there's nothing. They censored.
Go ahead.
They censored the Hunter Biden story.
Tell me what you just said. Tell me what's wrong with what you just said. Go ahead.
Because they're censoring a story.
But you know that was debunked.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Mark Zuckerberg admitted to it.
No, you know this was debunked. So do you want to go back and revise this? Would you like to go take a look? And do you want to go revise this? Here, you go revise this. Okay. Go on.
It wasn't debunked.
This was debunked.
How? Explain.
To be clear, the Biden administration did not pressure Mark Zuckerberg to silence a story about his son. Okay? Understood?
No, the Biden-Harris administration pressured Mark Zuckerberg to do it. Mark Zuckerberg admitted it.
Right. One more time. The Biden-Harris administration did not pressure Mark Zuckerberg to silence a story about Hunter Biden. And also, even furthermore on the subject, let's say they did. That is not justification to vote for a civil fraudster, felon, sexual abuser who violated the Constitution by implementing a bump stock ban in direct violation of the Second Amendment being overturned in June of this year. That is not justification to vote for the man who overturned Roe v. Wade, that being the law of the land for 50 years. Neither is that justification to vote for the man who is silencing the media left and right, even saying, going as far as we should defund the I'm not done speaking. Even going as far as justifying that we should defund the Department of Education because he wants to silence them and he disagrees with public schools speaking facts over his fiction. The guy who was saying we should defund the police because he doesn't like the truth of his crimes coming out, you saying that you are voting for Donald Trump solely based off of one instance that literally was debunked, but I don't care if you think it was or wasn't. It's still not justification. I'm not done. It's still not justification to vote for the guy who is trying to silence the media by refusing to do any interviews with them. 60 Minutes? Ring a bell? Okay, how about Donald Trump who's spewing misinformation across the board? Apparently the misinformation that you seem to think falls under his freedom of speech, but here's a fact check for you. The same way you can't walk into a theater and say you have a pew-pew, you can't walk onto a presidential debate stage and say that cats and dogs are getting eaten in Ohio by Haitian immigrants without having any proof of that. No, you can't because there's no proof. And it incited violence in Ohio, which is why it was denounced by the governor of Ohio. Let's also recognize that Donald Trump is the same guy who quite literally exploited the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery, saluted a North Korean soldier. No,
Johnny,
it's true.
Johnny, that's not true. He didn't say that.
Quiet.
It's not true, Johnny.
It is a fact.
It's not a fact.
I'm not
Johnny,
arguing.
I have a problem with Kamala.
Hey, Bot, I got a problem with you. Shut up when I'm speaking. Understood? Okay. Now we got some common ground here that I'm going to speak and you're going to shut your mouth.
You're censoring me now.
Look at this. Yeah. It's everything's with you is censorship, you MAGA Republicans. Everything here is censorship with you. Nobody cares. Fun fact, your freedom of speech doesn't work.
This is why you're losing young men.
This is a private chat room.
Young men don't like.
Yeah, I'm a young man voting for Kamala. So are other young men. You are just misinformed, and that's fine. Listen, that's not true. Your mommy and daddy told you who to vote for. That's why you did it. You can get me to pivot. I get you want me to pivot. Stop aggressively unmuting. I'm speaking. You're saying that you're voting for Donald Trump based off of one sole instance that has been debunked, but you're going to claim it's not debunked. And then you're going to say that Donald Trump didn't exploit the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery, even though there is a literal police report filed against him making very clear that's exactly what he did. Okay, sure. So I'm supposed to trust that you have sources on this and that you know facts from fiction, but you're saying what was debunked wasn't debunked and that what wasn't debunked was debunked. That makes sense. And then you're going to go off of this one sole instance and say, as an 18-year-old, that you won't vote for Kamala Harris because you think she's censoring Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump has a record of censoring anything he dislikes, even going as far as saying we should defund the Department of Education because he wants to ban books on a federal level. Like, do we understand this? Ban books. Censorship.
Dude, the whole legacy.
Quiet. You're done speaking. So when you go into the whole legacy media, the blah, 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 I get your talking points came from mommy and daddy. Am I supposed to entertain you? Do you want to just put your mom on the phone and I could have a conversation with a grown-up in the room?
Let me talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Go get your mommy. I'll talk to her instead.
You're not going to talk to me?
Well, I mean, you don't know what you're talking about. And if I'm going to talk to your mommy and daddy's talking points, I might as well do it with them. So go get your mom or your daddy. I can talk to them instead.
I disagree with my parents on this.
Yeah, that's so fine and dandy. Yeah. Well, then let me go ask your parents what went wrong with you. So again, go put your parents on the phone. I'll talk to them instead. Go on.
Okay, Johnny.
Go on. Go get mommy and daddy. If you're going to give me their talking points, I might as well talk to
Johnny,
them.
I just don't think
Jim,
Kamala has...
Jim, quiet time for Jimmy. Go get your mommy and daddy. I'll talk to them instead. I don't need to entertain the fetus. Like, what is this?
Johnny.
Go on. Go get mommy and daddy.
Are we gonna have a real debate here? You're just gonna
Jimbo, go get mommy and daddy. Come on. Okay, listen, there's no conversation to be had here, right? Because again, if I'm going to talk to a conspiracy theorist, I'd rather talk to a conspiracy theorist.
What's the conspiracy I said?
Quiet. I'd rather talk to a conspiracy theorist who actually came up with the points on their own, like your mommy and daddy, instead of you who got spoon-fed the nonsense. Secondly, if they're not conspiracy theorists, you just said you disagree with your parents, then I'd like to ask them what went wrong here. Third, when you spew misinformation saying that what was debunked wasn't debunked and what wasn't debunked was debunked, then I'm going to ask you to fact check that nonsense, and you don't like that. You say it's censorship. Then you scream and talk over me. Oh, censorship. Okay, sure. So now I'm telling you, if you're going to vote for Donald Trump solely based off of the fact you think you're censored, that's not justification to vote for the constitutional violator, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, rapist, felon.
Misinformation.
Period. And if the misinformation is coming from people like you, ought to be supported. So again, listen real closely. I like the projection, but again, your candidate saying we should defund the Department of Education so that he could censor books on a federal level. So don't tell me about censorship. Don't tell me about censorship. No. Donald Trump just said that he wants on video. Donald Trump on video just said he wants to defund the Department of Education so he could censorship books on a national level. You understand that? Do you understand that?
Listen, I think that's a statement in regards to critical race theory, which I don't like either.
Okay. Somebody drop a 20 and I'll quit playing with the food here, but this is getting boring. So one more time, listen real closely. Censorship is fine if it's Donald Trump. That's what you just said?
Censorship? What's censorship? Not doing critical race theory in schools?
I just told you. So you're saying that Donald Trump, who wants to ban books on a federal level by defunding the Department of Education, he said he wants to ban those books on a federal level and will do so by defunding the Department of Education. You're saying that censorship, that's fine. Yes or no?
Censoring people you disagree with is okay?
You're saying that censorship is fine, yes or no?
Censoring people you disagree with is not fine.
You're saying that censorship is fine, yes or no?
No, it's not.
Oh, there you go. So then this has nothing to do with censorship. Why are you actually... No. This has nothing to do with censorship. Donald Trump is censoring people he disagrees with, right?
That's what Kamala's doing.
See how this is projection? See how this is projection? So now tell me, why are you actually voting for FOR Donald Trump? Okay?
Because
saying it's censorship doesn't make sense.
I think he was a better president, and I don't think he's going to take away my freedom of speech.
Buddy, that doesn't make sense. That's like me asking you. Hey, what's your favorite kind of food? And you say, I like the edible kind. I need ingredients. And second point, I want to make clear on this as well. When you say he's not going to take away your freedom of speech, Donald Trump quite literally said we should dissolve the Constitution. That is your freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech because of the Constitution. Understood?
I think that's under threat under a Kamala Harris administration.
Whoa. Doreen, we're going to come back to this. Damn, Doreen. Thank you, Doreen. That was very nice. Doreen's in the chat. Doreen. Wow, Doreen. Doreen just dropped a $50. Doreen, thank you. That is so nice. She said, for the delusional MAGAs. She's talking about you. You think that your freedom of speech is under attack with Kamala, but it's projection, because Donald Trump is the one who quite literally said we should dissolve the Constitution, which is your freedom of speech. And he also said we should defund, for example, the Department of Education so that he could ban books and silence freedom of speech. This is
I think there's a lot of stuff wrong with the Department of Education and with the FBI and a lot
Donald
of other
Trump says there's something wrong. See, so you're also making the case for defunding the police. You want to defund the FBI because you just disagree.
No,
but let's get this right. No, Donald Trump.
Kamala literally said she wants to defund the police in 2020.
Donald Trump said right here, April 5th, 2023. On April 5th, 2023, 1 year ago, on his Truth Social account. This post is still there. He said Republicans in Congress should defund the Department of Justice, the FBI, until they come to their senses. End
I
quote.
agree. He's right. There's a lot of
Hey,
stuff
you
wrong
just
with that.
tried to criticize Kamala. You said Kamala wanted to defund the
Because
FBI.
Kamala's censoring people she disagrees
What's
with.
going on here? Listen to what you just said. You just said that Kamala wanted to defund the FBI, and you said that was bad. Then I said Donald Trump said he wanted to defund it, and I gave you a quote.
No.
And now
I
you're
said
saying
Kamala's
it's good.
censoring people she disagrees with.
Hold on. You're not going to gaslight me. You just said Kamala wants to defund the FBI.
No, I didn't.
Those are
No, I
the
didn't.
words
When
you
did I
used.
say that?
Shut your mouth.
When did I
Those
say
are the
that?
words you used. You
No, I
said Kamala wants to defund the FBI. Then I said, no, Donald Trump said that, and I gave you the quotes. Then you said, oh, yeah, he's right. We should do that. You're a hypocrite who just got caught.
I never said Kamala
You're not
wants
going
to
to
defund the
gaslight and
FBI.
backtrack. You
I
said
I agree with
word
Donald
for
Trump.
word. No.
I said I agree with Donald Trump defunding the FBI.
You will get hocus pocus out of here. You're not going to gaslight and be a hypocrite. Admit what you just
You're the
said.
one gaslighting.
Admit what you just said.
I said I agree with Donald Trump that we need
Before that, you said that Kamala wants to defund the
and the Department of
FBI.
Education.
You said Kamala wants to defund the FBI, and then I told you,
I
no,
didn't.
that's actually...
That's a lie. You're lying.
Admit you're lying, or you're getting out of here. You understand
You're
me?
lying, dude.
I ain't gonna
Dude,
talk
I
to a
never
lying
said that.
child. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna talk to a lying child. Admit you lied or get out.
I
You
didn't lie,
understand me?
bro. I
You
didn't
have
lie, dog.
3 seconds.
I didn't lie.
You understand me?
I didn't lie. Okay, kick me.
Okay, you want to act
You're not
like a
having
child and cry?
conversation
Let's get some
anyway,
hocus
so
pocus
kick
in
me.
the chat. Let's get some hocus pocus in the chat. We're gonna make this liar disappear. He quite literally to everybody. Jim, why don't you stay on and hear this part? Oh, Jim ran away. Hocus pocus. So Jim said that Kamala wants to defund the FBI. I said no. Donald Trump does. And I gave him the quote from April 5th, 1 year ago. Donald Trump saying Republicans in Congress should defund the FBI. End quote. That is on his Truth Social page as we speak. And then he said, oh yeah, we should defund the FBI. And I said, you just said Kamala wanted to and you criticized her for it. But then I say Donald Trump wants to and you like it? What's going on? The blatant lying with these MAGA Republicans is insane. Why are they blatantly lying? Oh my gosh, it's on video. Do you MAGA Republicans not understand this is filmed? This is filmed. You don't get to just lie and backtrack. Don, hi, are you voting for the criminal? Don?
I can barely hear you.
All right. Well, that's that mobile Wi-Fi for you. How to invest in that AT&T. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Kylie, thank you so much for the cash app and the kind message. Thank you, Kylie. All right, why are you voting for the civil fraudster, sexual abuser, and felon? Guys, if you like what you're hearing today, or if you feel bad for me and want to pay for the therapy I'm going to need after this, my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App are in my bio. Don, you're a side quest. Okay, you are not the main event. You may speak. Go ahead. I was trying to have a moment with my chat. They're more important than you. Sorry to break it to you. All right, go ahead.
We know that Kamala is a, or whatever her name is.
What did you just say?
It's
It's
communist
Kamala.
Democrat.
It's Kamala.
Whatever her name is a communist Democrat.
What is communism?
She'll tell you anything.
What is
promise you
communism?
anything
What is
to get
communism?
elected.
What's
You
communism?
understand what I'm saying? Well, shut up and listen.
I don't know what you're saying. Can you turn off the TV in the background?
But you're stupid.
Can you turn off the
You-
TV in the
you are
background?
very ignorant.
Can you turn off the TV in the background? Do you know how to turn off the TV in the background?
Listen.
Can you turn off the TV?
I got the kids.
So then walk away from the TV? It's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think?
Look, we know Kamala is a communist Democrat.
Okay, what's
she'll
a communist?
Tell you anything, and she'll
What's a
promise you
communist?
anything to get elected. She don't have the sense
poor
God gave a
kids.
goose. She's so
Those poor
stupid.
kids. Are those kids even yours? So again, communism. What is
You're
communism?
so ignorant. You are so
What's
ignorant.
communism?
What she wants to do, she doesn't want people to own businesses. She wants the
Is that
government to own
communism?
them and have people. Well, you shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to find out what communism is. What's communism?
I just, you can't explain anything to you because you won't shut the fuck up and let anybody talk. talk.
Pretty sure I'm just asking a question. What's communism? Go ahead.
She is, you know what? She doesn't believe in socialism.
Socialism and communism aren't the same. How did you just put communism and socialism into the same sentence?
Never mind. I'm so tired of talking to you.
You're going to run away and cry? Should I get the cowbell? You don't want to tell us what communism is? I mean, we even talk policy yet. You can't handle a definition, but you thought you were going to discuss policy? Really?
Why are you so ignorant?
Born this way. Why are you?
Your mom and dad couldn't have raised you that way.
No, they raised me to be ignorant, actually, just to trigger people like you. This was on purpose. This is how I was raised. I'm actually from a test tube.
Well, then they succeeded.
It was sugar, spice, and everything ignorant. That was the recipe to make a Johnny. So now tell me, why are you voting for the felon? You don't know what communism is, which is why you can't give me a definition. So can you break down why you're voting for a criminal?
Are you ever going to shut up and let somebody talk?
I'm going to try, but I don't know if you could get a coherent sentence out.
I own a trucking company. When
Shocker.
Trump was in business, what?
I said, that's so respectable, and I appreciate the work you do. Truckers keep the country going round.
If it wasn't for truckers, you wouldn't have that mug you have in your hand.
No, I agree. That's why I said it.
Then why don't you shut up and let me talk?
Please do. And thank you for your work.
The trucking company I own, when Trump was in office, I was paying. What are you smiling about?
What? Can you stay on track here? This is giving goldfish.
It is getting old looking at your fucking face.
You've never seen more than 2 teeth before, huh? So why are you voting for the criminal? Can you please break it down? You're getting real lost really quick.
2 teeth before, huh? So why are you
now you have an echo.
Can you please break it down? You're getting real lost really quick. 2 teeth before, huh? So why are you...
Now you have an echo. Can you scroll out and scroll back into the live? Scroll out to your homepage and then scroll back in. You have an echo. One more time, guest. Can you scroll out and scroll back in? Yeah, I'm gonna need therapy after this one. Guest, can you scroll out and scroll back in? Let's unmute here. Are you still with us? All right, I'm gonna turn this into a therapy fund. Venmo, PayPal, Cash at me for this one. This is insane. He just ran away. My hands are here. He did not get kicked. He ran away. That was on purpose. He was very upset with my smile. Again, I think when you have more than 2 teeth. Oh, that one ran away. Let's get the next one. Folks, again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 400,000 likes, which is insane that we were almost at 400,000 likes. Oh my gosh. And as always, if you do want to support me, there is a way to in my bio, my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Normally I use that fund to travel around the state and meet voters in person, which we have flipped well over 24 voters in the past week. However, after the conversations today, I'm probably going to use that for therapy because, oh my gosh, what is going on? MAGA Republicans, don't be shy. Get on into the guest request. If you're voting for Donald Trump, comment it because then I'm going to invite you up here and you're going to own up to what you're saying, okay? Hi, Max. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I will be.
How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
A first-time voter, and you're voting for a felon.
Yes, I am voting for a convicted felon that is getting appealed currently.
That's not the flex you think it is. That is not the flex you think it is. That was wild. That was wild. Oh, and you said that with your full chest on video. You really did that.
It's a flex when you live in a country with the justice system being as corrupt as it is.
Oh, you're saying the justice system. Okay, so you're voting for a felon, a convicted felon, you said, and also you're claiming the justice system's corrupt. Okay, so why do you hate law enforcement? I just assume you probably hate our police too. Why do you hate the blue?
Why do I hate law enforcement? I never said I hate.
Well, I just assumed. I mean, you're saying you're voting for a felon and that our criminal justice system is corrupt. I mean, I just assumed you probably hate the police too, right? The perfect trifecta. hate the police, vote for a felon, say the justice system's corrupt, right? Perfect trifecta. I just assumed you were going to hate the police.
No, absolutely not. I actually respect everyone that is a police officer.
Is it respectable to spit in the face of police by inciting an insurrection and then voting for a felon to be their leader? I mean, seems a little...
When did he incite a riot? On January 6th? Is that what you're going to do?
Oh, look at that. You answered your question.
When did he...
Why would you say January... Wait, why? I wasn't even talking about January 6th. Why did you mention January 6th?
Because that's what you will bring up, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't bring up January 6th. But I mean, clearly you knew that January 6th was an insurrection and a riot if you brought it up. I mean, I never said January 6th. You did. So question, if it's not a riot and insurrection, why did you bring it up?
I never said it was a riot or insurrection. You
said... Oh, what, the riot? Are you talking about January 6th? Well, clearly you knew then, right? Clearly you knew what it was. Isn't it fun how psychology works this way? I never mentioned January 6th once. I wasn't even talking about that. You did, which means you know it was a riot and insurrection. So now, tell me, why are you voting for the insurrectionist, twice impeached, civil fraudster, felon, rapist? Go ahead.
Because I'd rather vote for someone that's truthful than someone that lies about their ethnicity and racist towards her own kind that she wants to claim.
The man who paints his face orange every day. You're saying he ain't lying about that ethnicity right there?
He paints his face orange? Can you bring up proof for that? I'd love to see that. I'd like to know what type of makeup.
Yeah, one sec.
With the brand and everything.
Hopefully this comes up for everybody. Y'all like it? It's giving, maybe it's Maybelline, but realistically, it's conspiracy. Quiet, Max, hold on, Max, hold on. It's not even, maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's conspiracy.
A tan line is him painting his face.
Quiet. Shade 45. Stunning.
A tan line is him painting his face.
Max, we're enjoying it.
You're enjoying seeing a tan line?
Look, everybody like. Yeah, okay, so who's changing their ethnicity? All right, so why are you voting for the rapist, felon, civil fraudster, twice impeached, insurrectionist? Go ahead.
I've kind of already made my point.
Not really. You said because he changes his ethnicity. That's not a flex. That's
no, I
really
said he
weird.
Doesn't change his ethnicity.
I mean, well, the proof is in the pudding, right? So again, why are you voting for the felon? Can you actually do something of substance here?
He's an American citizen, and he actually respects the people of America. And everyone that understands politics, that has common sense, unlike you, that is probably getting paid by the government to be sitting on live right now, understands that Kamala Harris isn't the best for this country. And everyone that has common sense knows that she's not the best for this country because of the fact.
So my turn. First off, if you're gonna claim that I'm getting paid by the government, I gotta get paid by the government. If you're gonna come up here and say that the DNC is paying me, then if the DNC wanted to, I would say thank you for the check and take it. Hold on, Max, quiet. Max, quiet. The DNC, George Soros, the government, if they all want to give me checks, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App in the bio. I'm gonna use that money and donate every cent to Kamala. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm excited. I would love to make that money. Max, when somebody puts you on mute, the respectful thing to do is stay on mute, right? Okay, let's act like an adult. I know that you're a first-time voter, but you don't got to act like this, you know? So now I want to expand on this. You just claimed that Donald Trump is an American who cares for Americans. Was it an American caring for Americans when he stripped away the rights of women, overturning what was the law of the land for 50 years, and then not providing them with a simple policy to economically benefit them after they give birth? Was it an American looking out for an American when he violated the Second Amendment, claiming to Second Amendment enthusiasts like myself, that he would protect our Second Amendment by then implementing a bump stock ban that was overturned in June of this year by his own Supreme Court, ruling he's the first constitutional violator to do such a thing in modern history? Was it an American looking out for an American when he exploited the graves of soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery for a photo op to the point where a police report had to get filed against him? Was it an American looking out for an American when he refused to negotiate the deal to bring home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan? Was it an American looking out for an American when Donald Trump saluted a North Korean soldier? His photo is now getting used as war propaganda in North Korea. Was it an American looking out for an American when he spit on the legacy of John McCain while dodging the draft himself? Or was it American looking out for an American when he said Obama wasn't born in the United States? I'm not done, Max. Put yourself back on mute. Was it an American looking out for an American when Donald Trump tried to strip away the rights of union workers, implementing his far-right, right-to-work state agenda on workers across the country? Was it an American looking out for an American when Donald Trump steamrolled the middle class through his tax deduction, causing an $8 trillion deficit and $230 billion tax hike on the middle class via his awful tariffs, like the 50 to 25% tariff on agriculture? I can go on.
Explain
Don't tell
why
me.
the tariffs
Hold on. Was it an American looking out for an American when Donald Trump signed the U.S. flag, violating Chapter 4, Title 1 of U.S. Flag Code? Was that an American looking out for an American? No. Okay, don't tell me about Americans looking out for Americans. You don't know what that is.
I do know what it is.
You don't, because you're voting for this guy. So now break it down. Why are you voting for whatever this is?
What are they doing for our country right now? Explain it to me. What are they doing for North Carolina? What are they doing for the hurricane that just so happened to be the first hurricane in history that goes 400 miles inland and still has a center?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the government?
I do. I really do.
Everything that you are saying is a lie.
Okay, you can't just come up here and claim everything I'm saying is a lie. That's weird, right? You understand why that's weird? So let's make something clear. Let's make
Amendment 1, 2, 3. Are you shitting me, bro?
Can you listen? Again, I understand that you don't care about flag code. You don't care about the Constitution, which is why Donald Trump said he wants to dissolve it. I understand you don't care about rights and freedoms. That's not your thing. You would rather talk about Donald Trump and the, haircut, I guess, which we can do that too. We'll get there. We can talk about his haircut. But until then, I'd like to focus on policy stats and facts. You just suggested that Democrats weren't offering support to those impacted by the hurricane. Kamala and Joe offered the additional $20 million on top of the $750 immediate relief, then also did 100% reimbursement on local costs and offered millions in meals. They can't really do anything else because that's outside of the power of the executive branch. Maybe you don't know that, but that's fine. Now you have to look at the legislative branch and say, hey, why? I know you can't tell me. You may answer after. Why isn't Mike Johnson? I know you don't want me to say this. I know you're trying to pry tooth and nail for me not to say this next part. I get that. I'm still going to say it. Mike Johnson, your Republican Speaker of the House, he holds the wallet. He is in charge of the money that gets allocated to those impacted by the hurricane. Why are not you pointing your finger at him? Why are you pointing your finger at Kamala and Joe, who can't do anything else because it's outside of their authority, and now it's in the legislative branch? Shouldn't you be saying, Mike Johnson, call a special session and deliver the money to those impacted by the hurricane? Why aren't you doing that?
So if you want to talk about what's actually happening in America.
No, I want you to answer why aren't you doing that?
Yeah, no problem. If you would let me talk. So
You're pivoting.
What's actually happening in America is people are putting in this request for these $750 and they're getting
not getting it. That's not true. First off, that isn't a
it's not true.
That was a pivot. Answer me this. Riddle me this. Why won't you respond to the question I just asked?
Because you asked
instead you're pivoting.
questions in one.
I asked one question. I said, this is what Kamala and Joe are doing. They cannot do anything else. Understood? Great. Donald Trump's MAGA party in the House, led by Mike Johnson, the Republican Speaker, he is in charge of the wallet. He can give them more money. Why is he not doing that?
Because we've sent $175 billion.
There you go. It's because you think you gave foreign aid and that you're out of money. Nope, there's two budgets. There's a foreign aid budget. That has nothing to do with the people impacted by the hurricane. You have a budget specifically for this. Why are you not giving them money? Get back in here, Max. I don't need to talk to ChatGPT. Max, get back in the live. Yeah, he's got a ChatGPT this, everybody. How pathetic is this? Max, do you want to run away because you got called out for not holding Mike Johnson accountable? Max, my voice is still coming out of your cell phone because you didn't leave the live. My voice is part of your cell phone until Christmas. You understand that? You have to either shut down your phone entirely or get back in the live and leave. There you go. You shut down your phone entirely. He took my advice. Notice how I slapped him down for not calling out Mike Johnson, because Mike Johnson is the one who could allocate funds to, ensure that people impacted by the hurricane receive the funds they need. Notice how he ran away because he wouldn't own up to that. Hypocrisy at its finest. You MAGA Republicans are hypocrites. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you want to support me, feel free to. My Venmo, my PayPal, my Cash App, they're in my bio. I'm going to use those funds and continue traveling around the state, especially the swing state of Pennsylvania, meeting voters. We're going to continue flipping them. Hi, Kelly. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I'm not.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Let's get up our next guest. If you were voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a chat. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? 3, 2, 1. Next.
Cool. Hey, I'm here. Hello? Anyone hear me?
Everybody go take a look at this guy's bio. Go take a look at this guy's bio before I even let him speak. Go ahead. Look at this. Look at this Russian bot. Look at this Russian bot. Go take a look at his bio. Click on his profile and look at his bio. And then tell me that these aren't Russian bots. Everybody see his bio? Right, and then I'm supposed to act like they're not Russian bots? No profile photo, weird name. Notice how I say it every time. No profile photo, no name, weird username with digits in it. Picked a very American name. He said Robert N. It can't get more American than that. Why not just do John Smith or Jane Doe? But then look at his bio. Yeah, okay guys, just so you know, Russia is getting involved in this election. Let's get up the next guest. I really wanted to bring him up so people can look at that. The MAGA Republicans saying, let him talk. Did you not look at his profile bio? The MAGA Republicans who just commented, let him talk. Did you not look at his profile bio? What? What? All right, let's get up our next guest. I think MAGA Republicans don't realize. They're big fans of Russia, aren't they? Hi, guest. You voting for Donald Trump?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be on here.
You're good. Hi, guest. Are you voting for... Nope, and he ran away. Let's get up our next one. Oh my gosh, the bots are insane. It's like they have a whole farm of bots. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, let's try this again. I see people commenting that they're voting for Donald Trump in the comments. Comment it, and I'll bring you up. Go ahead. Trumpers, comment MAGA in the chat, and I'm going to bring you right up here. Go on. MAGA, comment it in the chat. I'll bring you right up. Don't be shy. Oh, now you all want to go silent. Now you guys want to go silent. Now they don't want to talk. They were just talking up a storm in the chat. Then I say comment MAGA so that I could bring you up, and now they want to be shy? What happened? Not a single one of them did it? Just a bunch of keyboard warriors, I guess. Very weird. Very weird. They're all commenting that they're MAGA supporters, and then I say comment MAGA and I'll bring you up, and they go silent. Very odd. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, guess not. Hocus pocus. Very weird. They're like, I'm voting for Trump. And then I say, okay, comment MAGA and I'll bring you up. And they're like, yep, nope, silent now. Yeah. Hi, guest. Maya, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am not. Don't kick me off. I just wanted to say I love your content. I love your tattoos. And I love the Grinch mug. Let's go, Harris. It's about damn time. I will say that. Miss Harris has this in the bag, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Let's win this. Can we get some "we're not going back" in the chat? We're not going back. Let's get that in the chat. Going back. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Oh, what? I did not even know I'm up here. Sorry, man.
You're good. Have a good one. Oh, the MAGA Republicans, though. Where's all my MAGA Republicans? If I see any MAGA Republicans commenting, I'm just going to start inviting them up because I know it's going to scare the shit out of them when they see you've been invited to join. Let's try to get up our next guest. Slowly but surely. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Hi, Kurt. Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, because?
I am.
Yeah, because?
Oh, because I like the fact that he thinks that
gold tennis shoes or something I would like. I like the fact that he's a criminal, and a lot of us black men are too.
Okay. Your average MAGA Republican, honestly. Not much of a difference. You know, he really could have fooled all of us, I'll be honest. If it wasn't for the laugh at the end, everybody would have absolutely been like, yep, sounds about right. I mean, that's pretty much what they say. That's pretty much what MAGA Republicans say. They're like, I like him because he's a criminal. Okay, guys, not the flex you think it is. Hi, Barry. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Oh, guess not. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. No, guys, he was being sarcastic. He was joking. My point is that it would be funny if you didn't laugh, because then you really wouldn't know if he was joking or not, because MAGA Republicans genuinely like he's a criminal, and it's very weird. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the felon?
Yeah.
Because?
Because of the fact that he seems to have more, I guess, proper cause for his, I don't know. Can't really explain it, but why are you voting for Kamala?
I don't know what you just said. You
Yeah.
need to provide a coherent sentence, right? Try to piece something together. If you need 10 seconds to think about it, that's fine. But what you just said made zero sense.
Yeah, because I don't really know why I'm voting for Trump, but I'm not voting for Kamala for other reasons.
But right, and we know what those reasons are. We know why you're voting against Kamala for Donald Trump if you don't have a single reason to vote for the sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon, insurrectionist, constitutional violator who said we should defund the police, defund the Department of Education, dissolve the Constitution. I mean, yeah, right. So am I supposed to entertain this or fetus deletus you? Do you want to say the F slur before you go? You want to get it out of your system? Like
fetus deletus?
You want to say it yourself?
I just said it.
1, 2, 3. Go again.
Fetus deletus.
Poof. And he's gone. Let's get up our next guest. All right. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Can you hear me okay?
Are you voting for Trump?
Can you hear me?
Depends. Are you voting for Trump?
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm voting for Trump.
Okay, well, now see, I wish I couldn't hear you. So why are you voting for Trump?
Because I'm not voting for a woman to rule over me.
There it is. Oh, that was quick. That was really quick. How long were you waiting to come up here to say that? Like, you know, it tells us, right? Do I need to check, or do you just want to tell me? How long were you waiting? 15, 20 minutes? Half an hour?
Not that long.
Not that long? It says 23 minutes. You waited 23 minutes just to talk to me?
No, I didn't wait 23 minutes to talk to you.
That's what it says.
Oh, wait. It's lying.
Oh, really? The system that's meant to track how long you were waiting to talk to me is wrong? Okay.
Yeah, systems can definitely get things wrong.
Okay, so you're voting solely based off of you not wanting to elect a woman. And that's what you just said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Gotcha. So to every woman in the chat, how about we waste his time? 23 minutes to come talk to me. Here's an idea. The ladies in the house say hocus pocus, and we're going to waste 23 minutes of his time. Ready? Hocus pocus. Poof. Oh, and we wasted 23 minutes of your time, the same way you wasted years of a woman's life by stripping away the right to choose that she fought decades to receive. It stinks when people waste your time, doesn't it, guest? Look at that. Look at that. Now you're gone. 23 minutes of your life that you're never getting back. 23 minutes. You're never getting that time back. Glad I could take it from you. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I think so. Either that or, like Jill Stein.
Man, that's not the flex you think it is. What are you crumbling?
It's plastic. I just bought something from a store and got it home, so we were opening it.
Oh, what'd you buy?
Puffballs.
Oh, you should have bought some integrity. Okay, so you're voting for the felon because?
Well, because I don't like how some of the Harris supporters name call people.
Get over it. How's that? Donald Trump, you understand, quite literally name calls left and right. He mocked a disabled journalist on the national stage. He said Kamala was not a black American. He said Obama wasn't born a United States citizen. I mean, you understand, he said if you're a Jewish American and you vote for a Democrat, that you should have your head checked. You want to talk about rhetoric?
Well, that's
hypocrisy much?
That's why I said it's either between him or Jill Stein or...
Okay, but they don't have anything similar in policy. Jill Stein is far, far, far left. Donald Trump is far, far, far right. Are you voting off of any policy that's going to benefit you, or are you solely voting based off of looks?
Or the third...
Because if it's based off of looks, I got you. We got the little wig, and we have tiny hands. Does this make you... Does this help?
Or the, no, I'm sorry, excuse me. Or the third party, Chase Oliver, who is the Libertarian candidate.
Okay, so you're not voting based off of anything. You're voting solely based off of your own ignorance. Congratulations. You understand that those three candidates you just listed have nothing in common via policy, right?
But they're not spewing hate.
Donald Trump literally is spewing. Are you out of your mind? Donald Trump is literally spewing hate. Ma'am.
That is why the third party candidates,
ma'am,
are looking better and better.
Are you okay?
That's why the third party candidates are looking better and better.
Ma'am, you're not fooling anybody into thinking you're voting third party. Your name still says MAGA. You wrote MAGA in your profile name. Do you understand that?
Make America great again.
Right, because my point is you're not fooling anybody into thinking you're on the fence. You're voting Donald Trump.
It could go.
Why are you
Make
trying
America
to?
Great could go for anything.
You're trying to act like that you are on the fence between Kamala and Donald, and that you're going to vote for Donald Trump or third party because you can't get yourself to vote for Kamala. Ma'am, that's not true though. That narrative isn't true because your name says MAGA. You're voting for the felon because why? Answer the damn question.
You don't have to support Trump to want to make America great.
See, this is insane. You're telling voters to vote against their own interests, and you're trying to miss it. I want everybody to take a look at what's happening here. She tried tricking you, chat, from both sides of the aisle now. She tried tricking you into thinking she was an on-the-fence voter who was going to vote maybe third party, but will likely vote Donald Trump, but that she really couldn't get herself to vote for Kamala because blah, 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 without naming a single reason. Just that it's hateful rhetoric, even though her name says MAGA in it. Ma'am, next time you try fooling people into thinking that's the narrative, here's an idea. Change your name so it doesn't say MAGA in it. Just a thought. Okay, unmute. Unmute. So why are you voting for the convicted felon?
You know, I'm not really sure.
I know.
If you passed,
I know you're not sure. So why are you voting for the felon? Try to do as best as you can with your answer.
Did you not pass conclusion class?
Why can't you answer the question?
Well, I just wonder if you skipped that step in reading class.
Why can't you answer the question?
About drawing conclusions.
Why can't you answer the question? Ma'am, when you put MAGA in your profile name, it's pretty easy to draw a conclusion that you're a MAGA. Now tell me, why are you voting for MAGA? Can you give me an answer?
You don't have to support him.
What's going on here? Ma'am, you put MAGA in your profile name. You are clearly voting for Donald Trump. Who are you trying to fool here? Okay, so answer the question, why? You know what, I'll just prove how ignorant she is real quick. Do you want to build the wall?
Do I want to build the wall?
Yep.
No.
You don't want to build the wall. Okay, do you want to fund 1,500 border agents to secure the wall? To secure the border?
Yes, I would like to secure the border.
Okay. Do you want to put a cap on immigration?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to block out illegal asylum seekers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to offer money to border states to secure the border how they see fit, labeling it as states' rights? Okay. Great. Now say, what's your first name?
I'm not telling you that on...
So come up with one. I don't care.
Courtney.
Ew, that's what you picked? Okay, fine. So Courtney, do me a favor. Say, my name is Courtney, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border.
Okay, that's great. That's good for that, but I don't share other policies.
Say, go ahead. Go ahead. Say, my name is Courtney, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. Go on.
There are other policies
That's so fine and dandy. So what I need you to do now, Courtney, is say, my name's Courtney, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border.
I don't endorse. Okay, so
but you just did. So now
fine,
say it. Say it as a coherent sentence. You just endorsed each of her border policies.
She has flip-flops.
So do me a favor. Say my name is Courtney. I'm gonna say my name's Courtney. I just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. Don't jump into. Don't pivot.
No,
you can talk after. You can talk after. I'm not going to let you talk. You are going to answer first to what you just did. This is called accountability. I know that you MAGA Republicans don't like it. You just said you endorsed Kamala on the border. Now I'm telling you to say it as a coherent sentence. You just endorsed all of our border policies. Now admit what you did. It's not hard. It's called accountability. Sucks to suck. Do it anyway.
No, because Kamala has flipped on everything. A lot of things.
Nope. You're going to answer the question, and then we can talk about flip-flopping. Go ahead. Do what you just own up to it. That's called life. It sucks, doesn't it? Own up to it.
No, she
sucks. It really does suck to own up to what you just did. It is a call to accountability. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border policy. I understand you thought it was Trump's. That's fine. Now I need you to admit you just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border policy.
Okay, whatever, fine. But I'm still not voting for her.
But at least now you know that you're a hypocrite. Congrats. So let's talk about the economy. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class?
I know that he helped reduce the price of insulin costs. He helped start that process.
Ma'am, come on. George, thank you so much for the $10 on Cash App. I appreciate it. Thank you, George. Come on. You just said he capped insulin costs?
Yes.
By he, you mean Joe Biden, I assume, right?
No.
Oh, really?
Trump started it. And then Biden also.
Okay. Am I supposed to entertain this, really?
No, he started it.
Am I supposed to entertain this? You just said, folks, I want everybody to realize how ignorant this voter is. So she just endorsed Kamala on the border through and through because she thought it was Donald Trump's policy and now knows it's not, and endorsed Kamala on the border, step by step, point by point, said she agreed to all of it. She thinks that Donald Trump capped insulin costs when we all know Joe Biden did. Do you know anything Donald Trump did or what he wants to do? Because you're confusing all their policies.
I know he wants to make it a tax write-off or tax write-off if you purchase like a new car.
Oh, you're straight up just naming Joe Biden's policies.
No,
Are you on? Or, to be clear, you understand that the White House website updates. So if you're reading from the White House website right now, those are not Donald Trump's policies from 2017 to 2021. No, you're reading Joe Biden's policies. Okay, the White House website updates. Maybe you didn't know that. It's no longer the 45th president. It's the 46th president. So as you're saying, Donald Trump capped insulin costs and offered a tax incentive for, auto owners. You understand that that's on Joe Biden's website. That is no longer Donald Trump's.
That is something new that he wants to do.
Oh, he wants to do what was already done. Okay. That's weird. And he would like to do exactly what was already done because? Seems redundant to me. That's like saying we're going to... It's like him saying he was going to build the wall and that he was the first one to do it when George W. Bush introduced the wall. Kina, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Love you, Kina. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's like saying that he was going to be the first to build the wall when George Bush introduced it and Barack Obama built 400 miles of it.
He wants to. So one thing he wants to do is help, make it where you can get a tax write-off or something. If you buy a new car, you get a credit or something like that.
That's so great. So why are we just doing the same thing we're already doing? So again, can you tell me one policy he passed being SSED, already having done?
I know
that economically benefited the middle class.
He did. Well, first of all, the way he handled COVID was really good. And he worked together, bipartisan, to get COVID stimulus checks passed to help everybody that had lost their jobs and were out during the pandemic.
Donald Trump actually, in fact, blocked the additional stimulus package from passing. He no longer wanted to supply money to those impacted by the pandemic. However, Nancy Pelosi, and can we get some W Pelosi's in the chat? Nancy Pelosi was the individual who negotiated that package in a bipartisan way to offer those stimulus checks to Americans. When she tried to do it again, Donald Trump blocked it. Then I also want to recognize, if you're going to go based off of the stimulus package, you also ought to credit Joe Biden for offering a stimulus package with checks, because he did the same exact thing as we were still in the midst of a pandemic.
Okay, so they both took part for that.
No, Nancy Pelosi and then Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi took part in that. Donald Trump said, fine, I'll sign it because if I don't, it's going to look really bad. But he had nothing to do with any of it. There was no negotiation in part by Donald Trump. He didn't even sit at a table with them as they discussed.
He also helped get the jab out and cut through like all the red tape for those that wanted to take the vaccine.
You're going to have to repeat that one, sweetheart. That one, I don't even... Girl, what was that?
He cut through a lot of the time, like he got the vaccine out to people that wanted it, and he cut through a lot of red tape and things like that to get it out a lot
Was
quicker.
this before or after he told people that they could inject bleach as a remedy to the vaccine? Or was this before or after he caused doubt in the vaccine, forcing people, like many friends I had, because I come from a rural conservative area, many of them who lost their lives because they weren't vaccinated, then were put on ventilators after they received COVID. Was this before or after that?
He still got it out there if people wanted to take it.
Yeah.
He helped to get it out there to people faster for those that wanted it.
Okay. You want to act like Donald Trump had a strong pandemic response?
I think he did.
Yeah.
He did what he
Before Donald Trump making people think they need to mask or vaccinate. And fun fact for you MAGA Republicans who go around, and to this guest too, because I'm sure you'll run away halfway through this. You run around saying you don't need to mask or vaccinate, and that, well, if you don't, but I do, it won't affect me. I was masked and I was vaccinated, but because nobody in my rural hometown was, I still caught COVID. And if I wasn't vaccinated, I can't imagine how bad it would have gotten. But yet, even though I was vaccinated, that did help me so I didn't lose my life. But I have permanent lung damage. I now have an inhaler and numerous medications I need to take daily to ensure I can breathe. So please don't tell me about the strong pandemic response that Donald Trump had, as he was initiating blatant distrust in both the vaccines and masks. Okay? Thank you. So again, tell me now, why are you voting for a convicted felon? Is it based off of, obviously not the border, as you endorse Kamala Harris's border plan, obviously not based off of the economy, as every time I talk about the economy, you talk about his weak pandemic response when we recognized he closed down businesses and crashed the market. Can you tell me, is it maybe a social issue? Where do you stand on abortion?
I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life.
Okay, but he's not. Weinman, thank you so much for the $25 on Cash App. I appreciate it, Weinman. Thank you. Can you tell me why you would vote for the anti-pro-life one here then? Thank you for the swan, by the way. Y'all are too nice. Y'all are going to make me cry. Knock it off. Folks, I wasn't saying that so that you felt bad for me. I was saying that because it's important to note that there were young guys like me who, even though we were vaccinated, still were impacted by the pandemic, and that just because these MAGA Republicans run around still spewing distrust in the vaccines, like that was the point. I wanted to make clear. I was saying even healthy people are no longer healthy because of Donald Trump. Anyway, so yeah, guests, again, we understand that Donald Trump and his 3 Supreme Court justices overturned Roe v. Wade, which was the law of the land for 50 years, and he then didn't provide a single policy to support the life of the mother or the baby after she is forced to give birth financially. Kamala has a $6,000 permanent child tax credit that will benefit the mother financially so she could support her baby after she gives birth. But she's also pro-choice. So a woman can choose to not have a baby. A woman can choose to have a baby. Kamala will support them either way. Donald Trump will support them in any scenario. That's not pro-life. That's pro-forced birth. I ain't mute you. My hands are here. So you unmute yourself whenever you're ready. Rosalind, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Ma'am, I didn't mute you. My hands are on my magic wand. You muted yourself. There you go. All right.
I know. So think that's why I also lean toward the third party, because I think they're both the same bird, different wing. And one of them is controlled opposition.
That doesn't make any sense. So again, Kamala Harris is pro-choice and is also offering a pro-life stance of a $6,000 permanent child tax credit. You just said you're pro-life and voting for Donald Trump, but Donald Trump doesn't have a single policy that supports the mother after she gives birth financially. Carol, thank you for the swan. And so let's understand that you're being a hypocrite. If you are pro-life or pro-choice, you'd be on Team Kamala. If you're pro-forced birth, and you don't want to support the mother financially after she gives birth, then sure, then you're for Donald Trump.
That is why I just told you, that is why
you're leaning third party? Okay, ma'am.
Third party.
Listen, let me teach you something real quick. If you really can't get yourself to vote for a common sense candidate like Kamala Harris, and yet even though you're endorsing policies she has passed like the border policy, and you claim to like policies she has passed like the cap on insulin, even though you associate that with Donald Trump for some odd reason that nobody can justify, just you would be voting for Kamala. But it's your hypocrisy, and it's something else here that you're not mentioning, so I'll say it for you. You're a racist, and I'm happy to say that for you. And I use that very, very...
See,
I'm not done. Listen very closely, hon. Listen closely, hon. Listen closely. I use that maybe once a week. That's not something I say for everybody. But you were so blatantly racist, it's showing through your $2 teeth.
Because I'm not voting for her.
No. It's because you endorsed her. You said you endorse her border policy. You said you support her stance when it comes to abortion, pro-life stance. You support her economic stance, and yet you still won't vote for her. That is the racism showing. Because then you're voting for Donald Trump and willing to throw everything you believe in aside to vote for the sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon who will strip away your rights and freedoms and do exactly what you don't want him to do solely because you're a racist. I wasn't going to call it out, but I think it's more than confirmed at this point. You are racist. You said you support her policies, but you still can't get yourself to vote for her. Yeah, Sean, thank you so much for the $25 on Cash App. That's so nice, Sean. Thank you. And I know that this is something that the chat has wanted to say since the get-go of our conversation. So I'll say it for them. You are racist. Okay? And you know if I'm saying it, me, then it's true. All right? So should I continue playing with my food here, or do you want to get going? Unmute. All right, you want to run away? 3. All right, folks. Ooh, pardon the cough. See, that's that asthma I now got. On the count of 3, everybody, we're going to comment hocus pocus in the chat and make the racist disappear. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus. Poof. Oh, she's gone. Oh, the magic is real in America. The magic is real in America. The magic wand worked. Oh, I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free and where we make conspiracy theorists disappear on this live stream. You know, I was actually a singer in my past life. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, my Cash App are in the bio. Again, thank you to Carlos and to everybody who's been pitching, and I appreciate that, folks. Thank you so much. Let's get up our next guest. That one was a wild one, wasn't she? She was a little cuckoo. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the felon?
Yes, I am.
Ew.
So, a couple questions I have is...
My turn. So why are you voting for the felon?
So, speaking on your...
My turn. So why are you voting for the felon?
Well, I had a question for you.
Yeah, that's nice and dandy. So when you walk into my live stream, you're requesting to join my live stream. I'm letting you in. So wipe your feet off at the virtual doormat, and then you give the host the first question. Consider this my home you just walked into. So now tell me, why are you voting for the felon? And please do a better answer than something incoherent and, you know.
Well, I just wanted to ask you,
That's so nice. So we just ignored me again. I like the ignoring me aspect of this, and we can get back to your question.
That's why I joined.
That's fine and dandy. If you want to join and think you're going to lead the conversation, you got another thing coming for you, and it's going to be a boot off as we mock you with a hocus pocus. So listen real closely one more time.
You won't answer a question.
I want you to answer my question. So tell me, why are you voting for the felon? This is your last chance.
Because he wants to take, women's rights away from the government. Put it back in the states where
he just said he wants to take women's rights away.
With their body.
He said he's voting for Trump because he wants to take women's rights away. Okay.
No, that's not what I said.
Hold on.
I said he wants to take away from the federal
Where's
government.
the women in the chat? I want to get a woman up here.
In the state,
listen, we're not going to have two men.
Go for it.
All right, I hear you. We're not going to have.
Not going to go.
All right, I hear you. We're not going to have two men arguing why we should take away women's rights. Women in the chat. We're going to get a woman up here who wants to come up. You just said that. So we're going to get a woman up here. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to get a woman up here. I want to get a little diversity in this.
You're a loser
All right,
Democrat.
shut up, Heather. Thank you for the $10. We're going to get a woman up here because we're going to add a little diversity to this. It ain't going to be two men arguing why you think that a woman should lose her rights to the government. Let's get a woman up here. Who wants to come up? Let's get a woman in this conversation. Oh, would love this one. Here we go. Hello, my fierce friend. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. You want to take it from here?
Yeah.
All right, let me know if you want me to jump in on anything. Good luck. Okay. Good luck. This one's he's a crazy one. Dima, if you want to unmute whenever you're ready.
Yeah, Dima. It looks phallic. Yeah, there you go. You found it. Why should it matter what my zip code is on whether I have rights over my body in this country?
That's not what I was saying. All I was asking is, do you guys think the federal
taking it out of the federal and putting it to the states? I heard you. That's why
should have any power over a woman's right to choose, like whether she wants to keep it or not. They shouldn't. They shouldn't have any power. It should be up to the women, right? So all he wants to do is he wants to give it back to the states where they're going to have a vote. And all the women are going to go vote.
Still government.
But all the women are going to go vote, and they're going to say, "We want to be able to choose," and that's what I support too.
No.
And then they'll all be able to have their own programs on that statewide.
That's not what's happening. Shut up. That is not what's happening. Texas
That's
won't
what he wants to do, though.
Shut up.
That's the policy that he wants to do.
Okay, let me get this right, Dima. So you're going to come up here, spew nonsense as to why you should strip away a woman's right to choose. And then when a woman comes up here to defend why maybe you shouldn't take her rights and freedom, you're going to talk over her as you tell her why you should take her rights. Are you out of your fucking mind? So here's what we're going to do. Diva, I'm going to give you some moderator abilities. And yes, if you think you're going to come up here and tell women why you should take their rights and then not let a woman defend herself, you really do have another thing coming for you. Shut your mouth when she's speaking. Show a little respect. I don't know who raised you to think you can abuse women like that, but knock it off. Just a thought. Yeah, just a thought. Okay, I'm going to put myself back on mute.
Dima, states like Texas, Tennessee, a lot of these states will not even bring it to a vote. The red state governors won't let the women vote on it, or the men, citizens, whatever you want to use. I'm here in Florida. I have DeShitstain as my governor, and we have the abortion on the ballot this November, but he's using state-funded monies to run ads against the abortion measure. They're actively trying to sway people's votes using taxpayer money. So they're not just taking it back to the states and letting the people decide. The red state governors are obstructing it or not even allowing a vote to occur. So sending it back to the states is a really shitty idea. So let me ask you a question. Do you think slavery should be sent back to the states?
I mean, that's two separate things, but
no, it's not.
Want to combine those
same thing.
So I mean, you're talking about what's happening now, but you're not taking into account what's going to happen. Let's say he does win, it goes back to the states. He's going to make sure there's a vote on it in every single state.
How? If he's not a supreme commander, he can't appoint. He can't tell the governors what to do in their state. He's not a dictator. Oh yeah, he will be.
Everything he promised, he followed through on.
Okay, did he build the wall and have Mexico pay for it?
Well, there was a lot of
No, these are yes or no questions,
Democrats
sir.
against
These
that.
are yes or no. These are yes or
He wasn't
no.
able to get started till his third year.
Okay, you're going to
because
need
they
to put a
wouldn't
sock
approve
in
him
it.
on a lot of stuff.
You're going to need to stop. I don't have any mod powers. I thought I did, but I don't.
Oh, no, you got mod powers. You got.
I can't mute him.
Let me
I was
see.
trying to mute him.
It says you have mod powers.
These are yes or no questions, okay? Follow me here. I know you want a monologue because it's going to be hard, okay? But Donald Trump said he was going to build the wall and have Mexico pay for it. Did he?
He started in his third year. He would have.
Did Mexico pay for it?
Yeah.
Wrong. They paid nothing, but Kamala Harris got Mexico to give $1.5 billion for border security. Thank you, Kamala.
And what did that border security do the last 4 years?
Number two, put a sock in it. Number two, he said he was going to repeal and replace Obamacare, the ACA. Did he do that? Yes or no?
I mean, you can't replace the whole healthcare system in 4 years.
Yes, you certainly can. That's what he promised for all these years, and he's still promising it. So again, no. Number three, did he? Number three. Did he give the biggest and bigliest, best infrastructure plan we've ever seen?
I mean, you can name one thing.
Did he even introduce one? Did he even introduce one?
You already went off of the topic we started.
Okay,
with,
that's no. That's another no. That's another no. Did he lock Hillary Clinton up?
Okay, let me ask you one question.
No.
What did Harris do the last 4 years? Name one positive thing that Harris did the last 4 years.
I can. But that's you just said he did. You just said he did everything he said he was going to do. He did nothing that he campaigned on. 0 out of 4. He did not a single one of them. So miss me with your bullshit that he did everything he said he was going to do. Number two, I will answer you what she's done. She got Mexico to pay $1.5 billion for border security. Number two, she went down to the Triangle countries, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, and found the root cause of why they were migrating to the United States, got private corporations to pledge and give $55 billion toward those countries in order to rebuild their infrastructure so they didn't feel like they had to immigrate to the United States. She did her job with what Joe Biden tasked her with. Number three, she helped facilitate the Russian prisoner exchange that took 7 countries. She worked with 7 countries. She also met with over 150 foreign diplomats trying to repair some of the diplomatic relations that the Donald Trump ruined throughout the world. So, do you need another one, or is that good?
I mean, every time I try to talk, you guys are going to cut me off.
I answered your question.
Yeah, so Trump did nothing in his 4 years that he was president. We didn't have a good economy. We didn't have low gas prices. Everybody wasn't
thank
happy.
you to Obama and thank you to COVID.
Going on. I mean, you guys take all of your facts from articles and stuff.
Well, technically, hold on one second. I want to say Donald Trump didn't do anything. Donald Trump did do something. He gave us Melania Trump, who, one, stunningly fashionable. Love her fashion. 2, she spit in his face, right, by slapping his hand away a few times. That was cool. He gave us that. He gave us Melania Trump, who is now a pro-choice woman. That was great. Yeah, so he's done a couple things.
Well, not only that,
he was president versus
Dima, you know what he gave us? I forgot. Along with Melania, she's the first lady ever in American history that has nude photos online.
That too.
I'm just trying to say that.
And very progressive.
The 4 years that he was president, my life was a lot better than the last 4 years under Joe Biden.
All right. Well, let's check with the chat. Chat, was your life better? Is your life better today or 4 years ago? When you couldn't get toilet paper at the store, when people were losing their lives, when the economy was shut down in its entirety. Were you doing better today or 4 years ago when, the economy was closed?
So,
or when 5,000 people were unaliving a day.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the chat. Oh, gosh. Looks like today is top comment by a lot.
That was COVID came out. People were dying.
But you just said your life was better 4 years ago than today, which means you think your life was better 4 years ago than today.
Control.
So let's say it again. So you're saying your life was better 4 years ago than
4 years ago.
Basically,
I made like $100,000 a year, right? And I was living very comfortably.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, boo boo.
I was just gonna say, dude, if you're gonna say you're making less money today, that's on you, buddy.
Afford anything, dude.
I hear you. But let's take a look at inflation. What is the inflation rate today? Okay, it's 2.4%. What was the inflation rate in 2018? Right, it was 2.4%, which means if inflation is back down to pre-pandemic levels, why are rising costs at the grocery store still high? It's 2 words.
I know.
Does he, like, Dima, you really don't know? Yeah? Did we break him? I think we broke him.
You may whisper it in your ear.
Please.
Corporate greed.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. Woo! Corporate greed. We got it right. I think we broke him. All right. Let's bippity boppity boop him out of here. See, folks, this right here, to be clear, he's pretending like he's not speaking. He's being as quiet as humanly possible. So we kick him. Dima, I want you to understand. We know you're crying right now.
You guys talk. Every time I talk, you guys.
Now I called you out. See how I called him out, and then he was like, "Notice how I called you out? You were pretending like you disconnected."
If I said something earlier,
hold on. To be clear.
That's what you would have done.
I asked you numerous questions. I asked you
let me
to
explain,
answer.
And then you asked me a question.
Now you're talking, Dima. Dima, I asked you to answer numerous questions. Then you refused to answer, so I said we're going to kick you, and you were like, "Okay, they're going to kick me. This is fine." And I said, let me call him out first. You know that your internet's fine, and I know you're being quiet, so I kick you, and then you admitted it.
And I didn't want to say
you admitted you were crying. So answer the question. What is the inflation rate today? I just said it. You going to pretend like you can't answer again?
Just go ahead and explain it, dude.
What is the inflation rate today?
I don't know the inflation rate today.
Okay, 2.4%. I just said this. What was the inflation rate in 2018?
Like I said, my whole point is my life was better.
2.4%. Why is this so hard? Oh my gosh. Tell me why, if the inflation rate is the same as it was in 2018, suggesting the Biden-Harris administration did their job, why might rising costs still be high at the grocery store? Dima, answer that question. Oh my gosh. There you go. You got it. So point your finger at the corporations like Kroger that's currently getting investigated for price gouging. Point your finger at PepsiCo that increased the cost on Gatorade and shrunk the size. Point your finger at Apple that took the money from Donald Trump's 14% corporate tax deduction, passed it up to their CEO, doubled his salary, and trickled nothing down to the middle class. Point your finger at them, not at Biden-Harris.
So why isn't Biden or Harris doing anything about it?
They are. Kamala has a ban to... Right? I know this took a long time. Kamala, first off, we could talk about what she wants to do. Did you know that Kamala has a plan to ban price gouging? Donald Trump has no such plan to regulate or ban price gouging. You understand? He's saying, let him do it. He's saying, let him hike it up.
Well, you guys at least a little bit
can I give you another answer?
A lot of times when Democrats run on elections, they promise a lot of stuff and don't deliver on almost anything.
Hello? Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Oh, yeah. Okay. The Democrats in Congress put a price gouging bill up over 2 years ago that the Republicans refused to pass. So they've been trying to fix the price gouging issue. Republicans refuse to pass it. So it is on the feckless Republicans.
You guys are talking about all this stuff that she has planned. Well, what is she actually going to do? What did Biden actually do? Nothing.
Question for you. You're saying Biden has done nothing, and while I appreciate your ignorance, it's just not that entertaining. So try to have like a listen again. If you're going to be ignorant, I hear you, Dina. Again, I hear you with the ignorance. If you're going to do the ignorance, at least throw a little Mickey Mouse voice in it and be like, oh boy, before you start saying the nonsense. Like, make it more entertaining for us because you're getting boring. Okay. 2, I want to make clear here, we recognize that President Biden has given us numerous packages with Vice President Kamala Harris, including the Inflation Reduction Act, American Rescue Plan, CHIPS and Science Act, the infrastructure package. But mind you, Joe Biden is so redundant to me to the point I'm going to forget his name in a couple months because I just don't care. Kamala's running for president. Kamala is going to be our next president. And Donald Trump is the candidate that you're supposed to be trying to defend. So instead of trying to bring up Joe Biden, who, mind you, I couldn't care if he was in a retirement home right now, maybe we should talk about the candidates at hand. So tell me again, what is one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? And please break it down in some sort of substantial degree for us. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm just going off of, like I said.
But then that speaks volumes to your lack of intelligence.
Versus now, dude. And
let's talk about.
Okay, we do facts over feelings. Your feelings are insignificant.
Not what I read online. You know?
Okay, that's fine.
and everybody's struggling right
now. That's fine. No.
Nobody's struggling.
We're not struggling. No, buddy. You said you're struggling. Here's an idea. Stop making investments in AMC theaters. Just an idea. Just a concept of a plan, if you will.
Investments.
What? You put in investments into something silly, right?
Nothing.
Okay. Here's an idea. You know that guy on the street selling stocks? Don't buy them. Stop buying them. Okay. So now listen closely to the next question here. Let's talk about the border. What is Donald Trump's border plan? You don't know?
I'm up in Michigan, so I can really care less. Okay.
Oh, wow. You really? Is it that you don't care, or is it that you can't care because you're uninformed? Which is it?
Dude, I keep saying the same thing. You're just not understanding it. I'm just going on.
You actually can't say the same thing. I'm in Pennsylvania. Hold on. Let's discuss this. So you're saying you're in Michigan. You're saying you're in Michigan.
To make these
okay. All right. You're saying you're in Michigan. I'm in Pennsylvania, and I know what the border policy is, and I also understand that the border is very important.
Can I ask you one last question? I think I'm going to go.
Please. Oh no.
Let me ask you one more question.
If you ask a question, then I get a question.
Okay,
you don't just run away.
You can have one after me. I just have one last question. Your asthma that you got sick with, did you get that after you took the vaccine?
No, that is straight up from the pandemic. That is because of COVID. That's because Donald Trump, excuse me.
So that wasn't after the vaccine.
Excuse me, pardon me. Before you try say, I like what he's doing here.
You said you got sick after you got vaccinated.
You're not listening. This,
but it came
from COVID.
Not from the vaccine.
You're not correct. You understand now?
You took the vaccine before you got sick.
Nope. Why is he ignoring me? Betty thinks ignoring me.
Right,
Donald Trump gave me this asthma. This is Donald Trump.
Because I've never been tested.
You're anti-vax. You're anti-vax.
Shut up, dude.
So again,
Jesus Christ.
Let's also know I've also had. All right, hold on. Dima, stop. Dima, you just pivoted from vaccines to Jesus, which is really weird. First off, I want to recognize that you are suggesting my asthma came from a vaccine, as though I don't know where my asthma came from. Do you think I've never seen a doctor? Do you think Sir. And also, let's recognize here that it was Donald Trump's pandemic response that led to what I'm dealing with for the rest of my life today. And if it wasn't for the vaccine, it probably would have been far worse because the vaccine saved me. Understand the issue? The vaccine didn't hurt me. The vaccine saved me. Okay. Then you point to Jesus. Listen, Jesus is your Lord? Okay. Maybe don't invoke your Lord's name when you're talking in a discussion about why you feel as though you should strip away a woman's right to choose, why you should ignore the science, why you should overthrow and steamroll the middle class, God's children, why you should vote for a convicted felon, rapist, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, insurrectionist who violated the rights and freedoms of Americans, violated the Second Amendment, said we should dissolve the Constitution, defund the Department of Education, which would educate God's children, defund the Department of Justice and defund the FBI and police, which would protect God's children. Maybe don't invoke your Lord's name if you actually don't care about your Lord. Just a thought. Okay, unmute. Let's go. Chop, chop. I don't got all day. Let's go.
Well, I was just talking
I got things to do. I got things to do. So here's my question for you. Do you want to build the wall?
At the rally, somebody yelled out.
I said, do you want to build the wall? All right, I'm going to put you back on mute. Are you listening? I know you would love that because you're scared to answer the question. That's not true. And thank you. Now answer the question. Do you want to build the wall? Do you want to build the wall? Do you want to build the wall? Do you want to build the wall?
Argue and talk about things that happen in real life.
All right, hold on.
Instead of just quoting a bunch of facts.
Dima, listen closely. Listen closely. I get you don't want to answer the question, and you're getting ready to run away. And when you do, this cowbell will be right. We're gonna be cheering you out. Before you run away, try answering the question though, because I ain't pivoting. I think the chat can attest to it. When I say I ain't pivoting, we're staying on the subject until I tell you you're moving. Understood? So answer the question. Do you want to build the wall?
Are you on live?
Yeah, I'm on live with some.
Oh, is that your girlfriend? Hey, get her up here so that we can tell her that you're a walking red flag. Can you get your girlfriend up here? Come on, bring her up.
So, what do you do for work, man? Do you have an actual job, or
get her up here? We want to get her. We want to tell her you're a walking red flag. Oh, it was your mom, wasn't it? Was that your mom? It was.
You get disability for sure, bro.
It was his mom.
You're on food stamps, all that shit.
Oh, you act like that's a flex, and you're the one saying you're struggling, boo. We didn't.
You just said. Didn't you just say you were struggling? I'm sorry. What? What's going on here? What was that? You said you.
I'm just saying I am.
You said okay. You said you were struggling economically and that you can't afford. You said you can't afford food.
Grocery.
All right, hold on. Take a step back. You just said you couldn't afford food at the grocery store. You called yourself broke. You said you don't have money to afford Rice Krispies and fruit roll-ups and peanut butter and jelly and peanut butter jelly sandwiches. You said you couldn't afford simple groceries. That was you 5 minutes ago. But now you're saying that I'm on food stamps. What is going on? Sorry, wouldn't you want access to food stamps, and shouldn't you be advocating for the expansion of food stamps? Why are you... What's going on here? Okay.
Projection, because
yeah, the projection was weird. And to be clear, I'm not. And yet, let's be clear here. Food stamps should be more accessible to people. That's not a bad thing. Okay, what is this? Do you want to have a conversation about Kamala and Donald Trump, or are you trying to compare yourself to me because you have no masculinity? Is that what it is? Calm down. I'm asking you a question. It's fine. We can talk about this. I understand. Of course you're going to vote for Kamala. All right, one more time. Calm down. Again, I slapped you down when it came to intelligence, and now you feel inferior in your masculinity. But let's be honest. My intelligence never came from my masculine side, came from the feminine side. That came from the intelligence is my ma's side. Sorry to break that to everybody. Yeah, fun fact, the women are the ones who go based off of intelligence. The men, like you, are the ones who go based off of emotions, which is why you're aggressively unmuting, getting super upset, trying to compare yourself to me. It's very weird. Did you know women don't do that? That's a fragile man thing to do. So instead of crying more about, you know, the money you're making and how you're making more than me, but somehow you're the one on food stamps and blah, blah, blah. How about we get back into the habit of having a serious conversation here? Try to take a note from your ma instead of your pa for a moment, okay? So why are you voting for the criminal? It's not based off of the economy. It's not based off of immigration. It's not based off a record. What's it based off of? Oh, you got slapped down and now you're quiet. Yeah, that one hurts, don't it?
Because he's emotional. He's very emotional.
Oh, he is very emotional. Let's get some hocus pocus in the chat. On the count of 3, folks. 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus. Poof! Oh, he's gone. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. That was honestly a public service, I think.
It was. He was unhinged.
He was crazy. Listen, I get that some people are crazy, but that was a different kind of level of crazy. This one might be a bot. I don't know. We're going to find out if they come up. How you doing today, by the way?
I'm good. Thank you.
Having a good Sunday?
Yeah, I've been very lazy today, and it's been nice.
That is such a good way to spend Sunday, I think. Because we got a work day tomorrow. I gotta be up for so early tomorrow. I'm talking like 5 a.m. for his.
I'm mad he ran away.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah. No.
I appreciate you coming up. I am just looking to talk to a Trump supporter real quick. So if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Don't be shy. Come on up. Hi, guest. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Well, as an American, I need to know why you are so emotional. I don't need to know what I'm voting for. As a neutral party, why do you get emotional? When you laugh.
He ran away. Why did he run away? He walks up and goes, as an American. Okay, typically Americans don't need to start off the conversation by saying, as an American. I'm not like, guys, I'm not walking up in the conversation before I start it and saying, with the American flag behind my back. Hold on. I'm not walking up and I'm not like, as an American. I'd like to. That's not normal, guys. Yeah. So to the Russian bots, just a heads up. If you're gonna do that, don't start off by saying.
A little better.
Right? Do a little bit better. Don't start off by saying, as an American. Americans don't do that. We don't gotta point it out, right? Right?
We kind of assume it.
We just kind of assume. We just assume you're an American if you're voting for, a president in our election. Just a thought. Hillary, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
More than likely, yes.
Ew.
Did you have any
voting against your own best interests?
See, I don't think that I'm voting against my best interest because I didn't
You don't have to
vote
think
for
it. You are.
Trump.
You would be wrong.
Yep.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinions, so
Not
allow
really.
me to speak.
Not
we
really.
are.
No, not really.
Really, we are.
No,
Really,
not
we
really.
are.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
We are.
If your opinion
We
is
are.
blatant ignorance, you probably shouldn't brag about being entitled to it. But I guess, to each their own. So why are you voting for the criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster?
I said more than likely. I didn't say that I was.
Okay,
I might
are you or are
literally
you not?
walk in there
Because
and
if
put
you-
my own name on
Oh,
the
okay,
ballot.
do that. At least
But-
then you could keep an ounce of integrity. If you can't get yourself to vote for Kamala, who is the common sense candidate who will fight for your rights and freedoms, but you would be leaning towards the felon, at least keep an ounce of integrity and then just choose not to vote. Just a thought, right? Because then at least in 10 years, when this all goes even further south with Donald Trump, then you don't have to say that you voted for the sexual abuser, felon, civil fraudster. Just like a thought. Just a thought, right? Just putting that out there. You don't have to vote for the rapist.
Right, I don't
Anyway.
have to vote at all.
Right.
But
so at
I
least
do
now we're on
feel
common
like-
ground. On the count of three, everybody. Now that we got her on common ground. 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus. Poof. Let's get up our next guest. At least she was on common ground by that point. Yet, fun fact, you don't actually have to vote for a felon. Nobody's forcing you to vote for the
I'd like to
rapist.
cut your fucking head off, you fucking faggot. Don't. You dumbass. I'll kill you.
On your personal
I love
account?
to get.
Oh, I didn't even kick him. He ran away. I was just muting him.
There's MAGA.
I was going to let him calm down. Y'all just watching me get hate crimes up here, getting threatened and hate crimes. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App in the bio. Feel free to support me. I'm going to want some reparations for that one. That was wild. I swear I'm going to end this live. This is good. They're all so emotional. They're all so emotional.
I call them he emotional, HE, and they get really, really angry every time I ask them why they're so emotional.
It's
and
so
then they
weird.
get even more mad.
It's crazy to me because they come up here and they say it's so like the hypocrisy even in their fears. They look at me. Oh, thank you so much, Perky, for the $20 on Cash App. I appreciate that. Thank you, Perky. Love you. Perky said for enduring the hate crimes. Thanks. I'm gonna go make some cookies with that money and send it off to an LGBTQ plus center. Like those community centers. So there we go. Actually, going forward, that's what I'm going to do every time. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the felon?
How's it going, man? How you doing this beautiful Sunday?
Depends. Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Trump for sure.
Okay, so I'm doing very bad. So don't ask again. Why are you voting for the criminal?
So let me introduce you to the Fifth Amendment.
Let me introduce you to the Second Amendment that Donald Trump violated. Maybe if you're going to bring up the Constitution, don't justify the Constitution being as therefore the constitutional violator, that of Donald Trump, who violated the Second Amendment with his bump stock ban, which was overturned in June of this year. Maybe don't mention the Constitution when you're voting for the candidate who said he wanted to dissolve the Constitution. Just a thought. You don't got to take my advice there, but I would recommend it.
As an American, I'm not bringing the Constitution anymore. As an American, do you think
As an American, what is up with this whole as an American thing?
So
do you know
think
that Americans,
Trump,
heads up for the next time you do this, write in your script, you don't actually have to say you're an American at the get-go of the conversation. Okay, Vladimir? You could just say you're voting for Trump and we'll assume you're an American if you're voting.
Okay.
Okay. So are you Vladimir or do you want to tell Vladimir?
I'm going to tell him for sure.
Yeah, please. All
right. So
Rewrite your script.
Don't you think that Trump has...
Don't I think that we should get Vladimir out of the conversation? Yes.
Holy crap.
It's insane.
This is what I have to look for. This is what I have to look forward to for my live today, huh?
Oh, they're at it today. What is going on? What's with the hate crimes? Somebody drop a 20 or I might cancel this live, I swear. I am so done with them today. I'm like, they're so overly emotional, the MAGA Republicans. They come up here and just scream. Like, question for MAGA Republicans. Do you think that coming up here, screaming the F slur, screaming the N word, crying, threatening, that's going to win you LGBTQ plus voters or Black American voters? Like, do you think that's going to help you? James, oh my gosh. For Johnny's Panera Bread Fund. Thank you, James. Can we get like 50 W James in the chat, please? James just sent the nicest Venmo. James, thank you so much. That was so nice. For my Panera Bread. Thank you, James. Dustin, hi. Are you voting for the felon?
Yeah.
Ew. Because?
Well, not exactly ew, but
no, kind of ew,
I give you a chance to sway me if you know something about the Affordable Care Act tax mandate if Kamala's going to reinstate it or not.
What?
The Obamacare tax mandate?
No, she's not. Where was that written?
No, it was in the last bill that Donald Trump removed.
You're saying that Kamala Harris is going to re-implement.
Penalized for not enrolling in the
All right, pardon me. You're saying that Kamala Harris is going to re-implement a feature to the Affordable Care Act that would penalize people for not having access to health care.
It was in Obama's bill.
No, yeah, Kamala's not Obama.
Yeah,
I get that. I understand. Listen, I understand. Dustin, are you a white man?
Are you racist?
No, I'm just wondering. Are you a white man?
What does it matter?
That kind of matters to get to my point.
Matter.
Are you a white man?
Did I bring race into it? No, you did.
I'm trying to bring race into it. Are you a white man?
Doesn't matter.
Why? You're hesitating. Why would you answer the question? It's pretty simple. Are you a white man?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, why are you hesitating so hard? Are you that scared of what my point's about to be?
No, it's just racist.
You're that scared of what my point is going to be, so you won't say if you're a white man or not. I was just curious. I was just curious. So tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class. Go ahead.
Don't feel like it.
You don't feel like saying the policy?
Why you got to pivot?
Really?
I asked you a question.
Well, your question was ignorant. That's like me asking you.
You decided to.
I would say respectfully, but I don't have respect for you. You don't ask a question that makes. What'd you just say? Go ahead. Say it again. Say it again.
What?
Go on. Say it again.
You sad?
Go on. Say it again.
What?
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. So now listen very closely. All right. You are overly emotional. Yeah. And let's also recognize on this that you are, as David would say, emotional. Calm down. I asked you a simple question and you can't answer it because you don't have the intelligence. Just admit that. No shame in being ignorant, but there is shame in being ignorant and not recognizing you're ignorant. So again, tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Unmute and say it.
I'm still waiting for you to answer my question.
You can't answer. Your question was redundant because it was willfully ignorant and had no backing to it. You suggested that Kamala Harris was going to re-implement a feature to the Affordable Care Act that would penalize people for not having health care, and that's just not true. No, but that's not true. That's not true.
She is. Yes, she did.
All right, fine. Give me a source. Go.
She said she wanted to
Give me a source. Go get a source.
Read that she said that. Where can we read that?
Right, go get a source. Whose?
Kamala Harris's website.
Kamala Harris didn't put a source on her website or a reference to the Affordable Care Act on her website that said she would re-implement a feature to penalize people who didn't have access to the Affordable Care Act.
She was reinstating it to how it was
created. Can you do me a favor? Do me a favor, Dustin. Dustin, get me the exact URL. You have 10 seconds. Understood? Okay.
I like this song.
Great. If you don't have it, you're getting kicked. You understand me?
What
is the URL? What is the URL?
Again, please.
What is the URL?
Can you play that song again, please?
What is the URL?
Can you play that song again, please?
So you don't know.
I'd like to disagree on Hocus Pocus.
Can you at least, admit that you're lying?
Hocus Pocus and you are gone.
It's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think?
What? I can't hear you. You got Hocus Pocus.
You're clearly sundowning.
Hocus Pocus, you're gone.
This guest is a joke. MAGA, this is who you're bringing up to represent you. Are you really sending your best? So let's get this right. This guy is representing MAGA Republicans. This is the guy that Donald Trump just sent up to talk to us. This is the MAGA Republican Party's best.